All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to this edition of Gangsta Talk. I don't have my engineer with me today. Dan Frankie is away on business that she's taking care of. So we have no colorful music today. It's just me and you. And we're going to sit here, we're going to have a little bit of a powwow. I got a lot of problems with a lot of things. And as black people, it's time we start coming up out of this funk. You know, this world of make believe that we're in. Because it's causing us everything. It's costing us everything. You got punks like Kevin Samuels out there, famous for disrespecting women. You have cheesy, sissy groups of men like the Manosphere fighting against women. And I've been noticing that there's a reoccurring theme, and it's everywhere. And it's not just with the sissy Bems or the Hebrew or the evil Misraelites or the Kevin Samuels. It's with all of the coons and sellouts too. They all seem to be against black women. And I wonder why that is. I was listening to this fool, Jesse Lee Peterson, this morning. And one thing he kept saying is that you have to forgive your mother because she turns you away from your father. What the hell is he talking about? My mother never turned me away from my father. Where do these people get this crap from? I mean, your mother risked her life to give birth to you, and she takes care of you when you can no longer, I mean, when you can't take care of yourself. She nurtures you, she feeds you, she protects you. How does she turn you away from your father? And why do people listen to this crap? And I listen to black people call up on his show, and they're just as ignorant and lost as anybody I've ever heard in my entire life. How can you sit there and listen to a fool who tells you that the woman who gave birth to you and took care of you, and because she showed you love, that's turning you away from your father? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. If you believe something like that, you're just a damn fool. I don't know what's wrong with us. It seems like what's happening to us is some kind of fairy tale that I keep waiting to end. And I think that when it does end, it's going to be all over for us because it seems to be that's the only thing we believe in nowadays is fairy tales and crazy ass people who tell you that your mother is turning you away from your father because she loves you, because she takes care of you, because she keeps you from starving, she keeps you from being sick, she nurtures you. And so that is turning you away from your father. I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And the fact that you have men having conversations about that, leaning towards that area, it's the most disgusting thing I've had the most I've had the displeasure of listening to. I don't know what's wrong with you Nagas out there, man. But this stuff that you're getting yourselves into with all this stupid ass beliefs, you're really digging your own grave. And listening to fools like Larry Elder, who's clearly turned into a white man right in front of everybody's eyes. He just said to hell with it. He even let his hair get gray and white. He looks like a white man now with light skin. And I mean, just totally all of this stuff, all of these books, all of these so-called scriptures, it seems to be at the source of all of our problems. It's like, what do you believe? If you don't believe something, right, then you're guilty of not believing anything. You got this fool telling you if you have any kind of anger, you are of your father, the devil, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. But yet you got a lot of people following it. You got a lot of people believe that. You got a lot of people that believe in just total idiocy. You got this fool telling you that forgive your mother because she turned you away from your father just because she cared for you, just because she nurtured you as a baby, just because she brought you into this world, she turned you away from your father. And so I guess he's giving all of these absentee fathers an excuse. And the reason why they're absentee fathers is because the mothers turned the child away from the fathers at birth. I mean, this is the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. But yet this dude leads a church. I mean, black people, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? You know, when are we going to stop following crazy ass people saying these dumb things? When are you going to stop believing in fairy tales? It's the fairy tales that got you in serious problems right now. They got you in serious jeopardy. You believe in fairy tales. Somebody come by and tell you some old spook story about somebody going to slide in, you know, when the sky open up and come down here and swoop you up. And, you know, so you got to wait for it to happen. I mean, come on. What's next? You're going to tell you the silver surfer going to come in and save you? I mean, come on now. And you got some fools sitting up here telling you that your mother turned you away from your father simply because she fed you or she burped you or she gave you birth. That's turning you away from your father. And how is it that you listen to somebody like this? You know, let's get into the Hebrew Misraelites, who I now call the evil Misraelites, and all of their misdirection. They use the Bible to confuse people. Because these guys, first of all, these guys' purpose is to keep black people divided and to attack black women. It's like the growing sentiment now is to attack black women. And I'm talking about it's everywhere now. It ain't just, it's all of these sellouts. All they do is attack black women. And I just don't get it, man. What is the problem? Why are you attacking the only person that's in your corner? And then the men can go out and be as terrible as they want to be, as disrespectful as they want to be, as unaccountable as they want to be, as irresponsible as they want to be, as derelict as they want to be, and nobody says anything about it. Like this fool Jesse, you know, Lee Peterson, he doesn't start the conversation with "you need to forgive your fathers for turning you away from your mothers. You need to forgive your fathers for leaving your mothers high and dry." How about we have a conversation about that? How about we say, you need to forgive your fathers for leaving your mother high and dry. You need to forgive your fathers for abandoning your mother and you. You need to forgive your fathers for turning his back on your mother and you. How come we don't have that kind of discussion? Why is it you need to forgive your mothers because she turned you away from your fathers? First of all, the fathers aren't even there. The fathers have walked out in many cases. So how is she even turning you away from someone that's not even there? I mean, these guys, man, look, black people. All right, let's get to the Hebrew Misraelites or the evil Misraelites. At the end of the day, you're talking about guys who are dressed up in costumes, guys who want you to believe that they are part of a time that no longer exists and that they had nothing to do with. Telling you about the 12 tribes of Jacob and all this other confusion. The 12 tribes of Israel and Ham and Sham and Spam. May as well throw Spam in there, right? Ham, Sham, and Spam. Throw Lamb in there too. Ham, Spam, Sham, and Lamb. I mean, why not? You believe anything else? I mean, you know, you might as well throw that in there too. Ham, Sham, Spam, and Lamb. And so they tell you all of this madness and all this confusion that comes out of these scriptures. they twist and turn these scriptures into making you think that you're some kind of heathen that's walking around here with your head screwed on backwards and you're doing anything evil. And you got some fool like Jesse Lee Peterson backing them up by saying dumb things like you can't have any anger at all and you can't have an imagination. What are you talking about? You can't have an imagination and you can't think. Since when do you listen to somebody that tells you that your imagination is evil and your thinking is evil? So you don't think. You listen to what other people tell you. Don't think for yourself. And then he backs it up with, if you hate white people, you are of the devil. I mean, why are you falling for this crap? Why are you falling for this? Why are you falling for these fools who stand out on corners dressed in costumes as grown ass men, dressed in costumes, biblical costumes, hollering and screaming at you about hell, even though God never created a hell, but they're hollering and screaming to you about hell. Yeah, go look in the Bible and find something and find somewhere in the Bible where it tells you God created a hell. I can't find one. It certainly isn't in Genesis because in Genesis it said God created the heavens and the earth. So nothing about God creating hell. So there's a lot of contradiction about what hell really is because when the devil fell out of heaven, he fell to the earth. Is the earth hell? It didn't say he fell into hell. He came plummeting down to the earth. So he was already here before we got here. So if the earth was null and void before God created it, the devil was already here, right? The devil was already here. So was the earth hell before God made it perfect? And if so, why would he make a world where he knew that the devil was laying in wait? Does that make any sense? So, in Genesis, it doesn't tell you that God created a hell. As a matter of fact, it doesn't tell you anywhere in the Bible that God created a hell. But for some reason, hell just popped up. For some reason, Jesus, this fictional character that never existed, went into hell and took the keys away from Satan. So not only did hell pop up out of nowhere, it has keys to it. And here's another thing too, right? This fool, Jesse Lee Peterson, who tells you, well, if you have an imagination and you think any kind of thought, you're evil. So if you think any kind of thought against white people, you're evil. But if you think something nice about white people, you're righteous. He doesn't say anything about white people thinking anything evil about us. Doesn't call them evil for thinking evil things about us. But he calls us evil if we think something negative about them. Like if he says, do you love white people? And you say no, you're evil, you're your father the devil. Why do y'all fall for stupid stuff like that? And from such an idiot like a Jesse Lee Peterson, why do y'all even listen to a dude like that? I mean, the black people that call in on that dude's show are some of the most lost black people I have ever seen I've ever heard in my whole life. How can you be that lost in reality? How can you be that damn naive? I mean, this stuff is getting real bad. How can you be that damn naive? Why would you believe some fool who tells you that if you have an imagination, you're evil? Even though the Creator gave you an imagination, the Creator gave you the ability to use common sense. The Creator gave you all of these things. So what, he gave them to you for no reason? You can't use them? Hey, God, why'd you give me an imagination if I can't use it? Hey, I'm going to give you an imagination to create anything you want and, think about anything you want and build anything you want. All you have to do is imagine it. Oh, that's a great gift, but you can't use it because if you use it, you're evil. What? I mean, this is the type of stuff that people are listening to. And again, I can't look. Another thing is, you got a fool telling you that forgive your mothers, right? Let's break this down. This fool says, forgive your mothers for turning you away from your fathers. At birth, at birth, he didn't say, well, forgive your mothers for turning you away from your fathers when you're 15 years old or you 19 years old or you 20 years old. Where you can at least understand what he's trying to say. But he's at birth. So as soon as you're born, your mother is telling you, hey, hate your father. Hell, she's not recovering from the birth. She's not getting used to her new baby. She's not feeding her baby. She's not doing anything like that. She's telling the baby from the get, hate your father. As soon as they put the baby in her arms, hate your father. Don't listen to your father. Stay away from your father. What? And why do you, I don't give a damn what white people are doing, but why are you black people listening to that? Knowing that shit don't make any sense. And then it doesn't say we should forgive our fathers for abandoning our mothers. It doesn't say we should forgive our fathers for being irresponsible. He doesn't say that we should forgive our fathers for not wanting to take care of us. He didn't say forgive your fathers for putting up a hell of a fight, kicking and screaming and cussing because he doesn't want to pay child support. He didn't say any of that stuff. But it's forgive your mothers for turning you away from your fathers. First of all, in most cases, how is she turning you away from someone who's not even there? In many cases, the fathers aren't even there. So who is she turning them away from? There's no one there to turn them away from. Hey, son, I really wanted to turn you away from your father, but he was never there. I mean, what's she going to do? Get a cartoon drawing of her father and say, son, that's your father. I want to turn you away from him. I mean, this is the dumbest thing. What is wrong with us, man? Why are we listening to people? Why are we caught up in all of this nonsense? This isn't a fairy tale. You know, life is real. We're walking around here as if it's a fairy tale. This is how you get caught up in all of this nonsense. People are telling you that somebody's getting ready to ride in on a cloud full of blood, right? And scoop you up, and you're going to be caught up in the rapture. I mean, who's coming next? Who's coming to save you next? The Silver Surfer? Galactus? How about the Fantastic Four? They coming in? Are we waiting for the Avengers to show up? I mean, this stuff is ridiculous. And it's getting, look, it's past embarrassing. All right? It's past embarrassing. We need to grow up and see the world through the eyes of an adult and have an adult mind. And listen to all of this childish shit. This is one of the reasons why we aren't where we should be. We keep listening to this childish shit and we keep behaving like fucking children. You honestly believe somebody's coming out of the clouds on some red cloud and they're gonna come fly in here and scoop you up? You may as well believe Superman is coming too, followed by Lex Luger and Darkseid. Hell, throw the Silver Surfer in there. At least you can get a free ride on a surfboard. I mean, this stuff is crazy. And you got this fool talking about if you have any anger at all, you are of your father, the devil. Even though the devil don't have any children. The devil don't have any biological children. But you are of your father, the devil. There's nowhere in any scripture that tells you that Satan has a biological child. What are we doing here? Are we being realistic with ourselves? Are we believing in fantasy? We believe in all these fools that pitch all of this fanciful rhetoric at us. And because they sound charismatic and they sound very creative with their stories, oh, well, they must be true. The 12 tribes of Jacob and the 12 tribes of Nod and Ham, Sham, Ham, Sham, Spam, and Lamb. May as well be, right? Ham, Sham, Spam. Throw Spam in there too. What Spam's tribe is about? Were they all porkers? They're a little on the heavy side. Noses look kind of like pig snouts. What's up with Spam in them? What about Lamb? Are there a tribe of black people walking around here with really, really skinny legs? I mean, what are we talking about here? Man, we have got to wake up and stop it with this nonsense. Believing all of this BS. These people are full of crap. And the Hebrew Misraelites are filled with nothing but pedophiles, sexual perverts, rapists, arrogant men who believe that they can do whatever they want to do to women with no consequence. Men who are sexually desperate, who believe that they can do whatever they want to women, and they're trying their best to create a faction that will allow them to do whatever they want to a woman. You see, I keep telling you, the most beautiful prize on this earth is a woman, a black woman. The black woman can make you feel like no other. There's no substitute for her. The Creator gave the black woman to you as a gift. That means she's special. And you got fools walking around here talking about she's not the prize. You idiot. You're not the prize. I know you don't think you're the prize walking around here and you haven't built anything. And you can't do something as simple as get along with your next brother and, complete a project. If I get a whole bunch of straws and throw them out on the ground and tell you and your brother go pick them up, but you understand what I'm saying? By the time y'all get out there and do it, y'all be done ran into each other and knocked each other the fuck out. Because you can't even complete a project. You can't do something as simple as work together. Why did they knock themselves out trying to pick up those straws? Because they are individually thinking about picking up those straws. So they don't give a damn about what the other one is doing. That's why they ran into each other and knocked each other out. They did not put together a plan and say, listen, all right, let's walk up here. I'll get this side of the straws. You get them those straws over there, and we're going to pick them up and we're going to put them in a jar, or we're going to put them in a basket, or we're going to put them in the garbage so they can complete their mission. Y'all can't even do that. So how the hell are you the prize? You can't get a project done. You can't do simple shit like pull your pants up. Hell, we can't even go to war because we got to stop and wait for half of you motherfuckers to tie your shoes and pull your damn pants up. By the time we waiting for that, we getting our ass whooped. So what are you talking about? You the prize? A prize of what? You ain't no damn prize. The woman has always been and will always be, the black woman has always been and will always be the main prize. And the reason why we exist, the black woman gives us purpose. I keep trying to tell you niggas that, but you're too feeble-minded to understand where I'm coming from because you're too full of jealous rage that's misguided. And you're confused. See, your agenda. You see, when you sit up here and you tell me that you are, when you sit up here, when a man tells me that a woman, that the black woman isn't a prize, I'm questioning your sexuality. I'm going to think that you're gender confused. Because if she's not the prize, then you're out of touch with reality. Nobody lives for you. You don't even live for yourself. You just think you do. You live for purpose. We as black men, we live for purpose. We walk around here with a set of invisible butterfly wings, waiting to be touched by a woman to give us purpose. Once she touched our wings, the wings go away, and now we are attached. We have purpose. We know what we are doing. We are living for our women and our children. That's what we live for. All the other perks come with that. You know, the fancy cars, the big money in the bank, the nice clothes, the smooth looking walk, the expensive shades and shit. All that comes with the fact that you live for your women and your children. I'm telling you, if you take away the women and children, you will have no purpose for living. I keep telling you guys that. You won't listen to me. You keep listening to these stupid ass people that's telling you you should reach a higher state of consciousness, walking around here in fucking captivity and can't go any damn where. That's like being locked up in a fucking room with only one fucking way out, and the locker's on the outside of the door. And somebody telling you, hey, just walk around the room and, you know, and reach a higher state of consciousness, and you'll forget that that door is locked. What? This is the type of silliness that you guys put in your head, that you allow people to put in your head. And shout out to my man Kendall. I'm not picking at you, Kendall. I'm just gonna, I have to say this, okay? Because you did put it out there, and I'm not trying to start anything. But all that, we existed before time and the sun and all that, that's crazy. I'm sorry. It is. That's nuts. Who told? First of all, who knows that? Does anybody ever stop to think about the people who telling you this crazy shit? Where'd they get it from? Who knows that? Who knows that black people existed before the sun? Who knows that? Where'd they get the information from? Who told you that? Where's that written at? And if it's written somewhere, who translated it? And what language was it? And what language was it originally translated in? I want to know. Who the hell knows that we existed before the sun? Where the hell did that come from? And how the hell do you know that? I want to know who knows that. We existed before the. See, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. You got somebody come out and tell me, we existed, black people existed before the sun, the moon, and the stars. I mean, I understand we black, but goddamn, the sun, the moon, and the stars, that's black. Damn, that's hardcore black right there. I mean, damn. The sun, the moon, and the stars? Ain't no light nowhere. That's black. Anyway, so my whole thing is this here, right? You listen to some fool who's dressed in a toga outfit, who thinks that he's back in the days of Ben-Hur and Hercules and, you know, Socrates and all this other crap, right? He on the corner telling you you're going to hell if you don't submit. Again, here we come back to hell. I apologize if those who are trying to communicate with me, I'm frozen and I'm afraid to get off and come back. And I don't know how to drop the link. My engineer's not here today, Dame Frankie. So I'm riding solo. But I'm afraid if I get off the podcast and come back, it may stop. If I had somebody up here, it will. Let me see if I knew how to get the link out. I don't know how to get the link out. but I feel that I am frozen. Oh, okay. So, all right, I'm not frozen. And T, shout out to here. T talking about what about Batman? Yeah, Batman too. Batman and Robin, which I question. I question that too. I question that union. I mean, Batman. I mean, Robin acts like a freaking girl. Holy shit, Batman. Holy buttercakes, Batman. Holy my knees knocking, Batman. Holy my ass is shaking, Batman. I mean, I don't know. Robin is a little suspect, and the name Robin for a man is really feminine. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know that Batman and Robin thing. Where I don't know, man. But that's suspect. The whole Batman is the shit by himself, but Batman and Robin, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that because now I'm starting to wonder. You know, starting to wonder. I know one thing: if I was Batman, I'm not living in no damn Batcave without no woman. I'm gonna have me a Bat woman somewhere. Fuck that. It's gonna be Batman and Batwoman. Can you guys still hear me? Type of one in the chat if you can still hear me. I just had a phone call. Before I go on, somebody put a one in the chat. Somebody type a one in the chat is okay. Thank y'all. All right. So the phone call did knock me off. Yeah. So let me continue. Yeah. So Robin, I don't know about that, man. That's some. I'm just telling you, that's some soft shit. If I'm Batman, I got to have me a Batwoman. We're gonna be upside down that motherfucker together. We try to be bats. We're gonna be hanging upside down together. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be Batman and Batwoman. I can't handle it. I need me a Batwoman. But anyway, I'm gonna make sure her costume way flyer than mine. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be on some. Now she gonna have diamonds on her shit. Like who's that? Oh, that's Batwoman, man. The Batman, Black Batman. You look this woman up, right? That's right. Black Batman and Black Batwoman. I ain't fucking around. I don't want no fucking Robin. The fuck I want with a Robin unless she a female. Robin better be a woman. Shit. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, right? Back to what I was saying. So you got all these people, Misraelites, talking to you about hell, even though you can't find anywhere in the Bible where God created a hell. And you got this fool Jesse Lee Peterson tell you that if you have any kind of angry thoughts, you are of your father the devil, even though that there's nowhere in the Bible where it tells you that Satan has biological children. Okay, he has minions, but he doesn't have any actual children. Okay, so and then you got the evil Israelites telling you about the 12 tribes of Israel, Ham, Sham, Spam, Lamb. Might as well throw Spam and Lamb in there, right? Why not? Why not? Anything else we can get in there? We got Sham, we got Ham, we got Spam, We got two tribes of pork, ham and spam. Then we got a healthy tribe, right? We got lamb. What else can we throw in there? The tribe of fam. We got a tribe in there talking about what up, homie. Back in the days of Jesus, they all walking around with they all walking around with their skirts hanging down. Cause back then they was wearing those kilts, right? Skirts and shit. You ever see some of them dudes from that era walking around with skirts and sandals and shit, switching? That was accepted back then. So you got the tribe of fam. They walking around with their skirts hanging down, sandals. Talking about, so yo, what up, homie? Talking about they don't love them bows. Bows by meaning boy hoes, because back then most of them were lovers of boys. So they couldn't even say hoes. They weren't talking about, we don't love them bows. Most of them dudes was gay back then. Don't even get me started on Sodom and Gomorrah. Homosexuality is really what got them wiped out. If you read the story, right? Oh, man, they was crazy with it over there. Y'all ever read that story of Sodom and Gomorrah? Man, the homosexuality was so bad. Even the giants were gay. Word is born, even the giants were gay. There were two giants. I read that there were two giants, right, standing on the side of one of the cities, doing it, and got struck down by God. Even the giants were homos. That's how bad it was. Okay? Yeah, the sad part about that, Kendall, is that you had to read somebody. You had to read that from somebody. You couldn't figure that out by yourself. So you see, we sell ourselves short, right? Because we read too much rather than use our minds. You think, what they tell you? Reading it. Let me tell you what the setup is. Reading is fundamental, right? Read. At some point, you got to use your mind because you interact with things every day, right? You have to be able to use your mind in real time. So, if you don't use your mind in real time, when you're locked in the room, no, things won't occur to you because you don't use your mind. You have to read a book and somebody has to tell you something that you should have figured out in a very simple manner. You understand what I'm saying? So, my whole thing is, hold on one second. I didn't say anything about Sodom and Gomorrah being history. I'm just telling you something that I read. I was just reading about it, and they was pretty much off the hook with the homosexuality. That's pretty much why they got taken out. The homosexuality was so bad that they didn't even have any laws in Sodom and Gomorrah. Nothing was against the law. Murder, rape, nothing. Child sacrifice. That place was just straight, absolute garbage. There was nothing there that resembled humanity. It was just total and utter chaos, lawlessness, and just horrific acts of disgusting things. Sex with animals. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And when you read it, when you get the right story about it and you read it, you can see why they was taken out. Because after you get finished reading it may occur to you like, man, if I had the power, I would blow them up too. Seriously, I'd have walked in there and blew everybody up too. Think about that. I'm telling you that's how bad it was. It was it was an atrocity on earth. It was bad. So and so you got the evil Misraelites telling you, right? They're telling you that you are going to hell. They're telling the black now. They're only telling the black women this. They started out telling white people this, right? They was telling the white people, "You're going to hell. You're going to be licking my boots in the afterlife and all this other stuff," right? Well, actually, they didn't even tell the white people that. They told the white people that they're going to lick their boots in the afterlife. They didn't even say hell. They was just telling white people, "You're going to be my slave in the afterlife. You're going to be licking my boots." I didn't know they wore boots in the afterlife, but according to the Hebrew Israelites, they wear boots in the afterlife. Okay, I'm not sure if there's a Payless out there or Foot Locker in the afterlife. Maybe Mike Jordan selling Jordans out there. I don't know. Maybe Timberland is out there selling Timberland boots. Not sure what's going on, but anyway, but they have switched their rhetoric to the black woman, and it's pure hatred. Now they done ignored white people, and now they strictly whenever a black woman comes walking by, they all attack her, talking about you are evil and you are going to hell. So they're telling her that she's evil. Now understand something. These are supposed to be biblical men of the Creator, right? Know all of these scriptures, but for some reason they either forgot or don't know the scripture when God talked about why He created the woman and that she was a gift to man, and that the man should love her like he loves himself. Some reason I don't know what happened to that scripture. I don't know how they get past that scripture, but for some reason they don't know nothing about that scripture. These are supposed to be masters of scriptures. They're supposed to be masters of the Bible. They're supposed to know everything in and out of the Bible, right? Supposed to know that book. Some reason don't know that scripture, and so they don't bypass that scripture. And as soon as a black woman come by, oh, you are evil. This is an innocent black woman that don't know them from Adam, right? Oh, but you are evil and you're going to hell. All of a sudden, there's a hell now, even though God never created one. There's nowhere in the Bible you can find that God created a hell. When the devil was thrown out of heaven, according to biblical information, he never went to he didn't fall into hell. He fell to earth, not hell. Last I checked, earth is in hell. So where's this fictional place that the black woman is supposed to be going to? A place that the creator never created, somehow gets brought up over and over again to scare people. Some of this is where they're going. Nobody knows where it came from. But yet, Jesus, who's a fictional character who never existed, somehow went down and got the keys from him in hell, another place that never existed. So, and so now you got these Hebrew Israelites or evil Misraelites. They're telling the black woman with all of this hatred, right? You are going to hell. You are an evil person. How is she an evil person? Let's talk about that for a second, okay? Let's talk about that. Now, we also have to consider the source, okay, people? Let's start with one. You got some overgrown dude with a crusty beard, an ungroomed beard, out there some dusty ass outfit that he thinks puts him closer to the 12 tribes of Sham, Blam, and Flam. And he has some kind of nerve to be wearing that shit out here in the public, wearing a goddamn kilt,
talking about this is what his brothers wore 250 trillion years ago. So let's consider the source. So already, now, you have to understand something. Let's keep this in mind. To stand out there like that, there has to be something mentally wrong with you. So we starting off there. There's already a mental problem. Just by the way they're dressed, we're already dealing with a mental issue. Okay? Now, this person with the mental issue, or these persons with these mental issues, are saying that the black woman is evil. How? What is she doing? Now, Hebrew Misraelites, they stay away from me. Every time I try to get into it with one of them, and I start slapping them upside the head, they get out. They get up out of dodge. Okay. See, it's easy to defeat these people because you know they're phony, right? Common sense, right, will roll these people over like a dog playing dead. Just common sense. Tell me, answer me this. You said the black woman is evil. How? How is she evil when she was created by the Creator as a gift to you? And the Creator told you to love her like you love yourself. How does that make her evil? And how is she evil? And if any of you Hebrew Israelites are listening, or any of you evil Israelite listening, I would give you an open invitation to come on this platform the next time my engineer is here, and she can drop the link, to come up here and explain to me how the black woman is evil. Because every time I ask you guys, you can't answer the question. All you do is give me a bunch of roundabout BS about, well, she turned against the black man and sided with the white man. Whoa. Whoa, loco, man. What do you mean she turned against the black? She never turned against the black man. You the one turned against her. Now, I don't want to go down this road, but I hope you ain't talking about slavery. You really don't want that work. You understand? You really don't want that work. Because in slavery, the black woman had more courage and more heart than the black man. And that can be proven. So you really don't want to go down that road. It was the black woman that jumped in front of the master's bullwhips to protect her husband and her male sons and put her life in danger and sacrificed her life. With no niggas out there jumping in front of them bullwhips. Those were black women. And we got receipts on that. They did then what they do today. I've seen black women come out when back in the day when cats was getting beat up by the police. I've seen black women come out of the house, get off my brother, get off my husband, and jump on top of them and try to shield them from being beaten by the police. I've seen that with my own eyes. And so that connects to what I read about in slavery. And how she jumped in front of the bullmaster's whip to protect her son from being beaten to death, or protect her husband from being beaten to death. You don't want to go there. At least not with me, you don't. Your punk ass over there cowering in slavery. Don't get me started. Trying to be nice to them. Because you pussies are crying, talking about some, oh, Max, is there any hope? No! Not until you niggas get some goddamn courage. Stop being pussies. Come up here crying on my platform and embarrassing us. No, it ain't no hope. Come up here crying about, crying to me. Talking about, first of all, if you got a fucking problem, right? You shouldn't have allowed the community to become corrupted. That's one. Your second problem, no, your first problem is not fighting that beast and keeping that beast foot off the neck of your woman. That's your first problem. He still got his foot on her neck, and you too cowardly to do anything about it. He's still oppressing her, and he's quietly taking control of her and building a backdoor allegiance with her. Your dumb ass, your cowardly ass is running around talking about some black female fuckery. The black woman needs to submit. Nigga, you out of your goddamn. Y'all niggas sound like fucking fools, man. You don't come up here crying talking about, man, is there any hope? Is there any good? No, nigga. There ain't no hope. You acting like that, you better create some hope. Stop being a goddamn punk. You want such a goddamn punk, you wouldn't be sitting up here crying about, is there any hope? Come up here with that punk shit. Embarrassing my, embarrassing my platform. That shit still got me ticked off. Anyway, so man, we both, man, fuck that, we both shit. We both ain't do shit. Black men dropped the ball, and that's all to it. That's all to it. And stop sitting up here trying to act like it ain't your fault. It is your fault, motherfucker, because it starts with you. It begins and it ends with you, nigga, because you're the leader. You're the one that runs shit. You're the protector. You're the provider. You're the hunter-gatherer. You're the regulator. She follows you. It's your motherfucking fault. Ain't no we made no mistakes. We didn't do shit. Her behavior is reactionary to your behavior. So if she's making any mistakes, you made them first. When are you going to get that? When are you going to understand that? When are you going to be man enough to accept responsibility? See, you niggas running around here talking about some, oh, we made mistakes on both sides. Tell me that you ain't man enough. You ain't man enough. You ain't got the dog in you. You ain't got no dog in you. You ain't man enough to accept your own failure. See, you ain't man enough. You ain't strong enough to accept your own failure. See, you let down your people. You failed your people. And you try, instead of you being a man about it and accepting your failure and start building from the ground up all over again, nah, you want to sit up here and run around with your tail between your legs and act like a little coward and a girl, expect somebody to collar you and baby you and feel sorry for you. Oh, this blame on both sides. No, it ain't, nigga. It's blame only on one side, and that side is yours. You're the reason why we're in this shit. You're the reason why the black woman is in this shit. You're the reason why our children is in this shit. And nah, nigga, before you ask, it ain't no fucking hope. Until you create some. Running around here talking crazy, talking about there's mistakes on both sides. You sorry ass punk. There's only a mistake on one side. Your side. Start getting some motherfucking balls, nigga. Start being a fucking man. Accept your goddamn failure. And start over. Get up here and be mad and say, you know what, I fucked up. Now it's time to make it right. What do I have to do to be stronger, to be better, to be the right leader? I fucked up. I let my people down. I've abandoned my women and children. I fucked up. How can I make it right? How can I fix it? How can I get stronger? How can I get more courage? How can I be the man that I'm supposed to be? Instead of you doing that, you run around here like some little girl. Oh, it's blame on both sides. No, it ain't. Keep telling yourself that feel good story because you ain't man enough to be a real man. You ain't man enough to accept your failure. You ain't got the strength. You ain't got the guts. You ain't got no dog in you. You're just a little sissy ass bitch who telling yourself a feel good story, acting like this shit ain't your fault. It is your fault. And don't come up here arguing with other people and mad at other people and shit because you don't want to address your failure. Ain't nobody gonna cry with you. Fuck you. You said fuck everybody else. You done said fuck the black woman. You done said fuck the black child. So fuck you. Ain't nobody gonna cry for you. Nobody gonna have no sympathy for you. Fuck you. Take your little punk ass in the fucking corner. Or better yet, go in the closet and lock the door with a box of Kleenex and cry your eyes out. And stay out of the way of real men. And don't be coming up on my panel with this fucking pussy shit no more. I ain't got no time for this shit. Pissing me off and embarrassing my panel. She ain't got no side. Her side is your side. You are the leader. She follows you. You lay down the law. See, check this out. It's old school, right? It's old school. Back in the day, the men would go out and collect the resources. I can take you back as early as the 70s, right? Men would go out and create the resources. Back then, men had really big houses back then. The average black man had a 5, 6 bedroom house. The black men wasn't playing back then. Black men had shit back then. I grew up in like a what a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 6 bedroom house. Okay, so they had an upstairs, a downstairs, the basement, and a fucking attic, and we can make rooms out of the basement. So 6, 7, so 8 rooms really. So the men went out, they gathered all of the resources. Let me tell you how the old school fathers were. They gathered all the resources. They went out and they worked long hours. Okay, they went out and they made the resources. Then they brought their ass home. They didn't go out to bars, hang out in bars all fucking night, where their wives are fucking worried and calling them and they arguing back and forth. No, they went out, they collected the resources, and they brought their asses home. And they put the check on the table and said, "Baby, you're up." They go take a shower, come out, get a cold one, go sit down, get their human remote. One of the children, boy, go turn the channel. The check is on the table. Now the wife springs into action because it was her job to take care of the household. The resources have been provided. See, that's old school shit. Y'all need to get back to that. Families are very strong when we had that old school, those old school ways. When no black men run around talking about the black woman was the devil, you know, black female fuckery. When nobody saying no shit like that. You couldn't say nothing like that back then. You get your head knocked off. Fuck you talking about the black woman is the devil. So nowadays, I want you to tell me how the black woman is evil. How is a woman that did everything she could in slavery to preserve your manliness, your maleness, your male bloodline? Do you realize if it wasn't for a lot of black women sacrificing their lives in slavery, a lot of you wouldn't be here today because your bloodlines wouldn't exist. This is exclusively connected to the black woman. You know why? Because no black men gave up their lives for their children back then. We can't find one goddamn receipt that black men put themselves in harm's way for their women and their children. Not one fucking receipt. But we can find several incidences where black women have jumped in front of bullwhips, where black women have attacked slave masters, black women have attacked white women, to save their own children. And in some cases, to save the lives of their husbands. Oh, there's plenty of those receipts out there. But we can't find one receipt of a black man doing any goddamn thing in slavery to protect a black woman or a black child. Not one goddamn thing. Not one thing. But we got plenty of receipts of niggas willingly being bucks and having sex with their mothers. Like I said, you don't want to go there. I'm not the guy for you. You can't handle this smoke. You don't want it. Not with me. So I expose how you really got down to slavery. You was a punk then, you're a punk now. The black woman had more courage than you then, and she got more courage than you now. Like I said, you were a punk then, and you're a punk now. You don't want that smoke. But if you come up here, I'm damn sure gonna give it to you. And I'm gonna sit here and watch you choke. And ain't gonna have no sympathy for you. Nah, I ain't making up nothing, motherfucker. I got receipts. You niggas ain't do shit during slavery but sit up there and fucking die. And give your asshole up. And turn on your families. Y'all didn't do shit. There was more of you niggas breaking in slavery and becoming fucking Sambos, right? Than any motherfucker about it. Why do you think, right? Where do you think all these coons come from? All these male coons. All these goddamn Sambos. Look at Larry. Look how atrocious Larry Elder is. He come from a long line of Sambos. Where do you think all these Sambos come, all these sellouts? Where do you think they come from, dude? They come out of slavery. It's passed down through their fucking bloodlines. You were a coon in slavery. You were a sellout in slavery. Fighting other niggas to protect your master. You understand? Fighting other black men, fighting other black women and children to protect your master. Going out there and slitting the throats of young black boys to protect your master. Don't fucking around with me, man, because I'll produce receipts that I have people hating your motherfucking ass. They ain't already hating you now. They will be when I'm done with you. See, there's a lot of shit that you niggas don't know about. It's a lot of shit that your 5% nation won't tell you. A lot of shit that these fucking factions won't tell you. They keep shit covered up. This is why they're trying to get out in front talking about, well, the black woman sold us out in slavery. The black woman owned slaves. You believe that shit? The black woman sided with the white man. No, she didn't side with the white man. The black man sided with the white man. And we can prove that. The black man sided with the white man against the black woman and child. It got to the point that it was so bad that black women created coalitions amongst themselves to keep black men out of certain parts of the goddamn slave pens because they couldn't be trusted. Couldn't be trusted. I absolutely do, bro. And because you said that, I'm going to do a show now. Now you heard him challenge me, right? Okay. Now you heard him challenge me, right? You said I ain't got no receipts. Y'all see that in the chat, right? I ain't got no receipts. Okay, Kendall. I'm going to do a show where I'm going to bring the receipts. And when I do, I don't want to hear shit about you crying. I don't want to hear shit about, you know, who started what. You just sat up here in the chat and everybody that's what you just said. You said I don't have to think I'm just talking out my ass. Well, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I don't want to hear shit about nothing. I don't want nobody coming talking about, well, why are you attacking Kendall? Well, Kendall brought it on itself. Just so everybody is clear and that you see what Kendall typed in the chat. He challenged me. He said, I don't have no fucking receipts. I'm going to prove to him that I do. The next show I do will be all about the receipts of black men in slavery. And you ain't going to like what you see in here. Okay? Boy, do I have receipts. We're going to have some video. We're going to have some video. We're going to have documentaries too. Then I'm also going to show you. Then what I'm also going to show you is how brave the black woman was during slavery. Okay? I'm going to show you. All right, kiddo, I'm going to do this when I'm ready. I'm not doing it because you want to do it. I'm going to do it when I'm ready. Oh, trust me, I'm going to knock you over the fucking head. You're going to get what you want. Ain't nobody backing down. I ain't pulling out shit right now. I'm doing another show right now, and when I'm done with this show, I'll turn my attention to the other show. And I'll get my receipts, my research, and my documentaries, and I'm coming here and knock your head clean the fuck off. Don't try to disrupt my show now and take focus off of what I'm doing now because you fucking triggered. I don't give a fuck about you being triggered, but I'm gonna give you what you want when I'm ready to give it to you. And trust me, I'm gonna give it to you. Like I said, I'm sick and tired of you anyway. I'm gonna knock your head clean off. Now let me get back to my show. Now getting back to the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Don't tell him nothing, Hassan. I'm gonna knock his head clean the fuck off. Okay? I'm gonna put an end to this shit. I'm gonna knock your fucking head clean off, dog. Now let me get back to my show. So anyway, getting back to these evil Misraelites, right? Nah, you are trying to disrupt nothing, talking about some producers say, I'm gonna produce receipts, nigga. You're gonna get all the receipts you want. Okay? And just remember, you wanted this. And please, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody feeling sorry for him when I'm going upside his fucking head with all these receipts. I don't want nobody coming in here trying to save him, coming up on the panel talking about, oh, Max, you being hard on him. Fuck that. He challenged me. He man enough to challenge me. He man enough to get his ass whooped. And I guarantee you, I'm going to whoop his ass up in here. I'm going to beat him down. He wanted it. He going to get it. Now, anyway, trying to get back to my show. Like I was saying about the evil Misraelites. So they keep talking about the black woman is evil, but they won't tell me how. They won't tell me how she's evil. How is this woman evil? How is a woman that brings you into the world, nurtures you when you can't take care of yourself, feeds you, protects you? How is that evil? How's a woman that wants nothing but the best for you, sacrifices everything she can for you, cries when your ass is in jail, stands in your corner when you won't do right, goes to bat for you, will give up her very last dime for you? How is that evil? Where's this evilness at? You are my brother, but it don't mean that I won't fight my brother. I've had fights with my brothers, but you've been asking for this, and so now we gonna throw down, dog. Don't start trying to change the subject. You, listen. I keep telling you niggas, I don't talk out of my ass, but you keep trying me. I told you this was gonna happen when if you keep pushing me, right? I'm confident in what I'm gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with the show. Now, I'm up here trying to do my show. I'm trying to tell you that the black woman ain't evil. You're gonna come run down on me talking crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm with it. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just gonna simply knock you over the fucking head with my receipts. And I'm gonna talk about you like a dog while I'm doing it. I know how I get down. Now you ain't man enough to handle it, then you shouldn't have challenged me. Now when I'm knocking you over the head with these receipts, I'm gonna talk about you like a damn dog. And you're still gonna be my brother. I'm mad at you or hate you or whatever. This is fun. I'm gonna have some fun with you. Okay? I'm gonna have a lot of fun. But anyway, um, like I was saying, right? And so I still can't get past this fucking one fucking around with Kindle. I've been on the same goddamn subject like fucking 12 minutes. Yeah, and so like I was saying, right? And so they keep saying that the black woman is evil, but they don't tell me how. Okay? They keep saying that she is the bane of the black man's existence, and she's the one that holds the black man back. But I've never seen that. I don't know where they're getting that from. They won't tell you where you get. They won't tell you where that's coming from. I've never seen the black woman hold the man back, the black man back. I've always seen the black woman trying to push the black man to do better. I've seen the black woman dig into her own personal resources to help black men out. I've seen black women give niggas who ain't got no jobs, no place to stay, a place to stay and try to help them get jobs. So how's she holding them back? I don't see any of this. All these things that these guys are talking about, I've never seen it. And they keep talking about, well, there's some shit with her. Like what? Well, she got a bad attitude. Again, like what? She got a bad attitude. All women got attitudes, whether it be bad or good. That's not telling me anything. All that's telling me is that you're a pussy. If you're worried about a black woman, but you're worried about it. Women come with attitudes. You're worried about a damn attitude for? You that weak? You guys can't even take a woman raising her voice. A woman raise their voice at you, you go counter my oh man, she attacked me, she raised her voice. Y'all, that's soft, bro. That's soft. So you guys are mad at me. Let me tell you about a lot of you guys, right? A lot of you guys in here are mad at me and you hate me, right? Because you can't beat me. I'm too strong. You're not strong like me. You have a weak mentality. My mentality is strong. My emotions are strong. I don't get triggered by a black woman's attitude. That shit doesn't bother me. I'm impervious to the things that bother you about women. And you guys ain't strong like me. You guys are weak. And I get it. If I was you, I wouldn't like me either. Like, damn, that dude's a real man. I wish I was like him. But you're not. And I get it that you don't like me. I get it that you hate me because I'm more of a man than you. You wish you was as manly as I was. Sorry that I'm not weak like you. Sorry that black women don't trigger me with their attitudes like they trigger you. I'm sorry that you know I don't get bothered by their feminine ways. To me, their feminine ways are very natural. They don't bother me. I actually like their feminine ways. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I know you guys hate it because I protect black women, I defend black women, and I love black women, and I say beautiful things about black women. I show kindness to black women. And I teach that in my gent culture. And you guys hate black women, and you don't want to say anything kind to a black woman. You hate your own mothers, and I don't hate my mother. And and we got this black space here that protects black women, and we respect black women. We don't tolerate no disrespect to black women. You guys hate that shit. You guys never come here talking about something. Man, you hate black men. What if I do? What's it to you? What do you care? I don't hate black men. You know what? I would expect a woman to ask me a question like that, not a dude. I would expect a guy to come out, well, Max, do you hate black men? What kind of question is that? I only understand that question if it comes from a woman, because women are different. Women see things differently, right? Women are very gentle and kind, and they don't want us hating each other, fighting each other, stuff like that. So I can understand that question coming from a woman. I can't understand it coming from a man. It doesn't compute when it comes from a man. When a man comes back, but Max, do you hate black men? My mind go all out of whack. What? It's like the TV, right? When the shows used to go off at night and you have snow on the screen. So if a black man goes to hey Max, do you hate black men? Boom. They got that snow in my mind and shit like shh, shh. What the fuck? I don't even know how to answer that when a black man, yo, when a black man asks me that question, I don't even know how to answer a nigga like that. Yeah, he.
All right, can you guys hear me? I was able to go out and come back in. Can you guys hear me? Man. Okay, good. Nah, Yvette, right? This time he bit off a little bit more than he can chew. He think I can't prove nothing I'm saying. Apparently he don't know me very well. Actually, he don't know me at all. Okay. Not only am I going to prove what I said to him, I'm gonna beat him over the head with it, and I'm gonna talk about him like a dog while I'm doing it. And again, I don't want nobody jumping on me talking about Max. You hard on Kendall and you did. I don't want to hear none of that. Okay. He started this shit. I'm gonna finish it, and trust me, I'm gonna finish it. But right now, I want to get through this podcast. I'll deal with all that later. Okay. But anyway, so oh yeah, and I got your story, Yakub too. Okay, I'm gonna kick you in the ass with that too, Kendall. I was looking at that yesterday. So I got the story of Yakub too, the so-called black man with two brains that lived in the middle of the earth. You know, the extraterrestrial that came from another planet. That dude, the one Farrakhan lied to you about. I got those receipts too. I actually was going to do that one today, but I decided that the Hebrew Misraelites was more important, and I wanted to come and shit on them because they're talking crazy, like real crazy about black women right now. You know, I mean, they're getting to the point where they're trying to preach harm to black women. They're telling people that if you see a black woman get out of line or she raises her voice, give her a backhand or knock her down. And if a man got something to say about it, take care of him too. I mean, they trying to get niggas killed. I wish the motherfucker would raise a hand to my woman. I'm sitting there. You think I'm gonna let you do some shit like that? I mean, I don't know what the fuck wrong with these niggas, man, but I don't know. And I still don't understand all this hatred. Uh, oh yeah, Dr. Malachi Z. York, a super pedophile. Yeah, yeah, some two brain dude from outer space and shit. Danger, Will Robinson. Will Robinson. Yeah, some old crazy. I mean, these, the things that black people believe today is just ridiculous. You know, it's just ridiculous. Again, with all these stories about smoke and check this out, right? One of the evil Israelites said that there's going to be blood up to the kneecaps. Who's walking around in blood up to the kneecaps? If it's that much blood, then I don't think anybody is alive at that point. Blood up to the kneecaps? You couldn't even get that out of one town. Like, let's just say you would. What about these small towns, right? You go and smoke everybody in the town. You're gonna get blood up to the kneecaps? Well, I don't understand how that's supposed to happen. Are they gonna bring more people from other planets? I mean, blood up to the kneecaps from the entire world, like all over the world. Like, seriously? Try to try to imagine that. How is that even gonna happen? No. Again, yeah, you see, and that's another thing. We never said like who blood it is. Is it our blood or? I mean, what's going on? Are they bringing people from other planets? I mean, that's a lot of blood. Blood up to the kneecaps, up to the knees, y'all. And who knees are they talking about? Because everybody ain't the same height. This is what I'm talking about. When you listen to this stuff and you get caught up in it and you believe it and you walk around regurgitating and don't realize how much of a fool you sound like. Blood up to whose kneecaps? Everybody is not the same height. Oh, Ann, you okay? I didn't know you were sick. Shout out to Truth Is in the chat. Nah, they said to the knee. I heard kneecap. I didn't hear the eyeball. I mean, the eyeball, that's even worse. Can you imagine if they was up to Shaq's eyeballs? Somebody drowned it. Okay? Somebody, I'm telling you right now, somebody drowned it. If the blood is up to Shaq's eyeballs, somebody is drowning. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can call Dame to have her throw the link in the chat real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Dame is. I just text her see if she can come in real quick and drop the gangster link. Yeah, man. They say a lot of BS, right? Like I said, you got Kendall running around here talking about some. We existed before the sun, the moon, the stars. I don't know how the hell that happened, but he believes that somebody told him that nonsense. This is this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. And you have grown ass people believing this stuff. You got black people who believe that there's blood that's gonna run up to the eyeballs, the blood gonna run up to the kneecaps. Somebody is gonna jump out of the space, you know, come down on a cloud and swoop everybody up. And I mean, it's just the stuff that we believe is just shameful, man. It's shameful. It's shameful and it's sad, you know. And it's no wonder we get. It's no wonder we get done the way we do. You know, it's no wonder we're in last place. It's no wonder we don't have anything to speak of. You know, we don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out. We don't have any of it. I don't know if it came from the Bible or not. I'm suspecting if it did, that must have been in one place. I can't imagine that that was all over the world. That doesn't work. You don't even have enough people for that. Like But you kill the animals too. Even if you killed all of the people and all of the animals in the world, you wouldn't get that kind of blood running up to the kneecaps, or I don't even know if you'll get blood up to the ankles. I don't. I don't know where that came from, man. I don't know how. I can't figure out how that's supposed to happen. I mean, do the blood supposed to travel from one country to the next? I mean, when you really think about yourself, you break it down. I don't have to look up that foolishness, Kendall, because that don't make any sense. That don't make any sense. Nobody knows what existed before the sun, the moon, the stars. That's just stupid. There's no human being on earth that can tell you that. Why don't you stop believing foolishness like that and grow up? You know what I'm saying? And stop condemning people for not believing in the foolishness that you believe in. Grow up. We existed before the. How do you? Okay, so existed as what? What do we exist of? Because we couldn't have been people. Because we have no sun, we have no moon, we have no stars, we have no light. So we could have been people. So we existed as what? Tell me what we existed as. Because we couldn't have been people. And what makes you think you actually know something because you walk around believing something as silly as that? What makes you think you know something? Who stopped and told you that that was a wise thing to keep in your mind? Same old foolishness. Truth is, he believe in some old silly ass person telling him that we existed before the sun. Nobody knows what existed before the sun. Not even the greatest scientists in this world can tell you what existed before the sun, the moon, and the stars. They don't even know when the sun was created or the sun. They don't even know none of this stuff. Nobody knows any of this stuff, bro. But again, you're being feeble-minded. You believe any old thing people tell you. You know, I guess if I told you Pinocchio sold Santa Claus the Brooklyn Bridge, you'd believe that too. Anyway, and grow up, dude. Stop condemning people for not believing in the foolishness you believe in. People are adults. Adults have their own mind. You know, a follower has a childlike mind, right? Anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, I'm trying to get through this podcast, but uh, looks like it's going to turn into something else. I'm hoping Dane show up real quick to drop the link. Uh, but truth is, Kendall fancies himself as some kind of higher state of consciousness dude, right? That knows all of this spooky knowledge about black people. According to him, we existed before time and space. I don't know how you exist before all of that, right? And not only that, but who knows that? Who knows that we existed before time and space? Like, think about that for a second, y'all. Let's go there. Let's all have a conversation about that. Time and space. Okay. Now, it's been told that the Mayans discovered how to tell time, right? So the Mayans discovered time. Before the Mayans discovered time, there's no real record of anybody telling time, right? Until the Mayans were able to figure out what time was. So you're talking about before that, before anything came into existence, before God, before the creation of the world, black people existed. I guess I kind of can believe that, right? Because we're existing now, right? And we're not doing anything now. So maybe that's true. Maybe we existed and watched other people build the universe. I mean, I don't. I mean, maybe niggas wouldn't build nothing before space and time. Maybe niggas ain't never built nothing. I mean, I don't. How do you? Okay, let's have a let's have a discussion. How do you exist? Yeah, just theories, right? Nobody have any real actual information because nobody really knows. But according to Kendo, we existed. It's not a theory. We existed before time, space, before the sun, before the moon, before the stars. We existed before life itself. I don't even get how do you find that out? Who the hell knows that? I mean, you got scientists who can't even figure out how to go to the bottom of the ocean. How the hell somebody figure out that we existed before time and space and before the sun and moon? Who the hell figured that out? Exactly. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Truth is. That's why I don't believe we created language because there was something else going on before we even came about. But but I'm still trying to figure out. And you know what? And I really don't want to stay too much on this, but I'm just floored as to how we exist. I can't get past that. How do you exist before the sun? Let's just say we're gonna give them time and space, right? Let's just say we're gonna humor that. But how do you exist before the sun? I can't. I don't understand that one. So you exist before the sun. Then you must know when the sun came into being, right? When was the sun created? How was the sun created? What was it? A planet that just went supernova one day and stayed supernova? What happened? And it's constantly going supernova. I mean, I don't get it. And then the moon, what's that about? And then the stars. Come on, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. We existed in spirit. There's no proof of that either. I mean, he could say we existed in spirit. He could say that, but it doesn't mean it's true. There's no proof of that either. There's no proof of none of this. There's no proof of we existed in the spirit. There's no proof that we existed as energy. There's no proof that we existed as anything. There's no evidence and no proof anywhere. Okay? If it is, tell them to produce the receipts. Keep coming in here running his mouth. Tell them to produce the receipts. Tell him to show us. Somebody tell Kendall, hey, Kendall, produce the receipts that we existed before time and space, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Let us see some receipts so we can see for ourselves and come to our own conclusion. Where you get this information from, what is telling you that we existed? Show us some receipts. We need to see some receipts. Show us the receipts. Okay, well, show us some proof of that, though, Kendall. You keep saying that, right? Okay, show us some proof. Give us some receipts. I mean, we're not saying that we're not willing to look at it. Since you have all this information, share it with us. I would like to see this myself because I don't know anything about it. I don't know how the hell we existed before time and space. I don't know how the hell we existed before the sun. I don't know how the hell we existed before the moon and the star. Now, if you want to say we existed before the Mayans, I can dig it. I'm with all of that. If you want to say that we existed before any other human being on this earth, oh yeah, I can dig it. I'm with that all day long. I'm with it. If you want to say that we are the first people or first humans on this earth, I can dig it. I'm rolling with that all day long. I can dig it. But when you say we existed before time and space, I can't rock with you on that one, Paul. I don't know what that's about. Time and space, wow, man, that's way out there. And then to say that we existed before the sun, I can't run with you. I can't get up there with you on that one either. I don't know what the hell that is. Who the hell is telling you that? Where's that information coming from? I mean, I was looking at the Rosetta Stone the other day about languages. I don't. There's no. I mean, where are you? Is this written down somewhere? Can we go and see this? Can we go and read it? Where are you getting it from? I know. No, I didn't say books are stupid. What I said was, right, thinking that life can be contained in the book is stupid. And that goes to show you how stupid you are for saying something stupid like that. I said life cannot be contained in the book, which is true. You believe that life can be contained in a book. That's why you read a lot. That's why your mind don't work properly right now, and you can't even listen straight because your mind is already uniformly trained to believe what's ever in a book. You can't think for yourself. That's why you don't show any signs of original thought, and that's why you can't listen. You can't pay attention to what's being said. You don't know how to use your brain. Oh, so you got this out of some books. So some books told you this shit. All right. Okay. So that's officially for me. I'm going to put that. I'm going to tag that under the BS title. I'm going to tell you what you believe about what. I ain't telling you about you believe nothing. I believe I'll tell you that what you believe and then about this shit here is foolishness. You can believe in it all you want. I didn't say you couldn't believe in it. I'm going with you. You said that you believe in it. And I'm telling you it's foolishness. That's what I'm telling you. And how could I tell you that what you believe in is foolishness? Because it is. And the fact that you got it out of the book, now I'm almost 100% is foolishness. You believe everything that you read in the book? You can't think for yourself? You can't discern? You can't figure out that everything in these books aren't true, and that a lot of the stuff written in these books is from one personal point of view and don't really account to and don't really amount to anything in reality. It's just one person's perspective on something. Most books are written from a personal perspective, even scientific books. They're mostly all written from a personal perspective. Some books are a little accurate about what goes on in life, and some books aren't accurate at all. So the fact that you got out of the book, that doesn't hold any weight. That makes it even worse. I'm almost for certain now that it's foolishness. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go out on the record and say it is foolishness. Simply because you got it out of some book somewhere. Foolishness. That's just one person's perspective. He probably was fucking high or drunk or crazy when he wrote the book. Probably was off his rocker when he wrote the book. He had to be. He probably was smoking crack, talking about some we existed before the sun and the moon and stars. He write the book smoking crack. I mean, you can easily be influenced, man. You can be led astray by groups, right? Because that's where you get most of your knowledge from. You get your knowledge from these groups and shit. You know, I'm not saying you get it from the evil Misraelites, but you're more of that conscious dude, right? That 5% nation. I told you I had a friend named Rick, man, who was a 5%er and told me the story about Yakub, even though his story was a little bit different from the actual real story. Rick's story, Yakub had 3 brains. The real story, Yakub got 2 brains. But Rick's Yakub, right, because he was a 5%er, his Yakub had 3 brains. And right, uh well, apparently you do trust somebody's information because that foolishness that you're coming up with about we existed before the sun, the moon, the stars, you got that from somewhere. So wherever you got it from, you actually believe in that. Okay, so I'm not sure what your statement is about. Your statement's a little confusing. Actually, your statement's a contradiction, you know, because you do believe in that foolishness that you ultimately came across. Simply tell me that you research doesn't tell me anything good about you. What it's supposed to be because you do research. A lot of people do research. It doesn't mean that you're coming up with anything viable, especially if your researcher coming up with shit like we believe we existed before time, space, the sun, moon, and stars. Man, you out of your damn mind. What kind of research is that? Anyway, let me get back to Rick, right? The 5% that I used to work with. You know, we worked over at Preferred Freezers in New Jersey. This dude, now again, his Yakub had 3 brains. The actual story of Yakub has 2 brains, right? And the original story of Yakub was about jealousy, y'all. Where do y'all hear the story? Where do y'all do the story about Yakub, right? He was nothing but a weak ass nigga with 2 brains. Okay, that was weak for some vagina and got mad and got played out by a 2 brain black woman and went and grafted the white man. He was mad as hell. You know what I mean? He was just a weak ass nigga, mad over some vagina, and created the white man. That's all he was. And when I do the story, okay, there you go, the gangster link. The white man owns me? Are you insulting me, son? White man doesn't own me. He doesn't own me. Anyway, so yeah, so Yakub, right? In the real story, he it was a love affair. He got turned down for some for JJ. Got mad, got jealous. What, you know what I mean? And, his weak ass created the white man. But anyway, Rick's Yakub with the three. They go to Gangsta Link, y'all. Y'all want to come up? Rick's Yakub, right, had three brains. And Rick's Yakub was retarded because he came from a highly intellectual race of black super beings that had three brains. And Yakub was considered less intelligent. He was actually considered slow, according to Rick. And somehow he ended up in the essence. Now, I don't know what his essence is at, but Rick's Yakub ended up in the essence. And he came out of the essence, saw that the black man was gone. This is what 5% is telling me. I'm not making this shit up. Okay? I remember it as if it was yesterday. You can't forget something that profoundly stupid. It's gonna stick with you, right? So even after all these years, I still remember it word for word, y'all. He said, "The black man is God." Retarded three-brained Yakub, who was considered retarded, who was considered retarded amongst his people. What about Yakub? Yeah, absolutely, it's a joke. Why wouldn't it be a joke? Why would I believe some fool telling me some story about some fucking make believe three brain nigga that was considered retarded, okay, amongst his own people, and then some other one about some two brain nigga who got mad because he couldn't get some vagina, and he went and created the white man. Why wouldn't I think that was funny? It's real funny. And see, wait till I reveal the true story. It's gonna be funny. Y'all gonna be cracking up. Okay. Exactly, Princess Z. Okay. There's plenty of physical evidence that the Yakub story is real. Okay. Well, there's plenty of physical evidence that you could make up a story about Yakub. See, again, you have to have the ability to think for yourself, original thought, right? I can show you physical evidence right now that Dumbo was real. But does it make him real? There's physical evidence right now that the elephants existed with very huge ears. Exactly. Very, very gigantic type fucking monstrous ears. That elephant no longer exists, but there's physical evidence left behind that that kind of species of elephant existed at one point that had very huge ears. The kind that Dumbo had that, allowed him to fly. So does that mean Dumbo exists? There's also physical evidence, right, that the T-Rex, that some of them was as big as 600 feet tall. But does that mean that they were Godzilla? Is that evidence of Godzilla? You know, I'm just saying. You actually believe that some dude with three brains came and grafted white people? You actually believe that? And that he created them, he grafted them for the sheer purposes of evil to destroy black people? You actually believe that? Now, you believe that, don't blame me if you get called names. I mean, not by me. I'm just saying. I wouldn't walk around here telling nobody that, but since that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative. Don't get mad if you get called out of your name, get called, crazy and shit. I mean, I don't believe that. So, um, no, I'm asking you, are you saying elephants were flying at one time? You said physical evidence that Yakub existed, right? Well, there's physical evidence that you had elephants with big, gigantic ears. So does that mean that Dumbo exists? I'm asking you. I didn't say that about flying. I'm asking you, are there flying elephants? You're the one that's talking about there's physical evidence that Yakub exists. Well, there's physical evidence that you had elephants with gigantic ears too. Does that mean that you have flying elephants? Does that mean that Dumbo was hanging around this motherfucker? I'm asking you, bro. I don't know. So somebody told me about that too, right? Somebody said, "Hey, y'all, the Gangsta League is in the chat. Since we all just chilling, might as well, because Kindle done messed everything up. So let's all just have a free a powwow if y'all just want to come on up and just kick it." Okay. It's wishful thinking to think Kindle will come up because I don't think he really want no smoke with me. So he ain't gonna come up. I think Kindle's afraid of me, man. And nigga, don't tell me you live in this time in 2021. You ain't got no smartphone and you don't know how to get up on the panel. With all this knowledge, I don't understand. How is it that you don't know how to get on the panel? With all this knowledge, you the one walking around here with this super knowledge about we existed before time, space, and every damn thing. So I'm not buying that you don't know how to get on the panel. I was, Auntie, I was reading something in the book of Enoch, right? About the angels, right? Uh, it was 200 of them, and their leader was Zentraza. That's the name of the leader. His name was Zentraza. Now, I don't know if this really happened. I don't know if this happened. But anyway, apparently there was no women in heaven because 200 angels said, let's get on out of here and go down here and get some women. So they went down and got some women and stuck with the women, and all hell broke loose. I don't understand it. Then, on top of that, they corrupted everything. They corrupted the damn vegetation, the ground you walk on. They corrupted all the animals. The animals hated each other. They was gay. I mean, it was all messed up. I mean, how, what, why would 200 angels decide to get together and go mess with some earthly women? There ain't no female angels. Every time I ask people who are really into the Bible, right, about female angels, all hell breaks loose every single time. Oh, how dare you sit up here and commit blasphemy? What, by asking about female angels? I mean, you got male angels. Why is that okay? Where are the female angels at? Well, they're angels. They don't need women. I Wait a minute. They don't need women, but the Bible tells you. Hold on one second. The Bible tells you that they created man in their image, making them male and female. So why wouldn't the male angels need female angels? I don't get it. You ever notice that there ain't no female angels? Where are they? The only time I ever heard of a female being in any kind of divine nature is way up there with Zeus. There's only what two or three of them, Aphrodite uh, uh, and one of them is a dyke, right? I mean, where are the female angels? Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you feel better too, Aaron. I didn't even know you were sick. Hit that gangster link, y'all. Come on up, chat with your mans, chat with your mans and them's. Yeah, Max. Yeah, Hassan. Get on what that work, bro. He ain't gonna come up here. He gonna keep hiding and keep playing games in the chat. He ain't gonna come up here and face me like a man. Yeah, and oh, and you got COVID? Oh my goodness. Yeah, y'all. Let's wish her well. She's got COVID, y'all. Oh, and how you coming along? Is it? Are you? Well, you're pretty strong. You're very healthy. You're a very healthy woman, so you should be able to beat this with no problem. Trinity, what you? Hey, Trinity says. Shout out to Trinity. Trinity says she right here, y'all. He fell out of heaven. You know, Yakub said that. Kendall. In Genesis, Yakub said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." Ooh, you might have problems with that one, son. Okay, so it should be coming out of your body by now, and like I said, you're very healthy and strong, and you should be fine. You should be able to knock this out. Okay. Trinity said, Trinity said she right here. Y'all, that's where the fallen angels. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the female angels at, man? Nobody never thought about that. I mean, I was thinking about that when I was young. Like, how come I don't see any female angels? Like, nobody never questioned that. Nobody went to church next to pastor about that. Nothing. Where the female angel? How come there no female angels? You got all these male angels, but no female angels. What is going on here? Who wrote the Bible? A homo? Seriously, did a homo write the Bible? No female angels. What? Check this out. Kind of makes you wonder, right? Who wrote the Bible? Was a homo writing the Bible? Because when you look into the Bible, it doesn't favor women at all. And the women that it do talk about, there's something wrong with them. One was a Jezebel, the other one was a street whore, one was barren, and that's the one that said when she did become pregnant, right? She had two manners of nations in her womb who were fighting each other. And when the child was born, he pulled one came out and pulled the other one out because his hand was around his ankle, and one was red and hairy all over. What she gave birth to a big ass gerbil. It was bad. The Bible is really bad. And it causes to question a lot of things that people are afraid to discuss. They're afraid if you ask questions, you're committing blasphemy, you hate God, and all this other stuff. Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah, a lot of them were sexual perverts. And so I'm trying to figure out who wrote the Bible. Was this somebody gay who wrote? Because there are hardly no women, and if they are, they're always in some kind of bad way. And there are no female angels. I've never heard of one female angel. The only time I ever even heard of women, even in some kind of divine capacity, was with Zeus and Apollo and all that. Mount Olympus. And I think one was Zeus' wife. Aphrodite was his wife, who he was cheating on. Yeah, Zeus was cheating on his wife. Yeah, he cheating on his wife. She mad. She cursing women that he cheating with. She mad at the women. You know. Yeah, it just makes you question a lot of things about the Bible. And then when you see the evil Misraelites pushing this stuff, most of them look gay too. Because I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing manly about wanting to be with a large group of men. I can see y'all playing football, y'all playing baseball, y'all basketball. Yeah, you want to be competitive, being very competitive with each other. But just overall, just hanging out, being with a large group of men, no, I can't see that happening. Okay, I don't get down like that now. I can't imagine somebody getting down like that. You know, I don't see that happening. Yeah, and that's something that you are regurgitating from someone else. You see, Kendall, you and your fake borrowed knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Over here regurgitating shit. That's why you don't talk much. You know, you really ain't got no real thoughts in your head. You know, with your pseudo ass up here regurgitating shit. Pseudo, brother. Get some original thoughts in your head. The Bible was not meant to be taken literally. The Bible is mostly symbolism, and allegories. Tell me you didn't get that from somebody. I double dare you. And I know who you got that from too. I think I could figure out who you be listening to. So yeah, let me finish telling y'all real quick about the three brain Yakub. According to Rick, Yakub came out of the essence. This is the three brain one, not the two brain one that Kendall and Farrakhan is talking about. The three brain Yakub came out of the essence and saw that the black man was God and got caught some kind of attitude. See, he saw the black man was God and he had no challenges. This is exactly what Rick said. Like I said, you don't forget something this profoundly stupid. And he said, the black man was God and he had no challenges. So Yakub caught some kind of attitude, went back into the essence and created the white man and brought the white man out of the essence and sicked them on the black man. I bullshit you. Look, man, I'm not making this shit up. This is what this nigga said. Yeah, it's two Yaku. One has three brains and one has two. The 5% one has three brains. The yeah, that's definitely 5% shit right there. Um the NOI Yakub, he has two brains. That's the one Kendall you know. So, matter of fact, hold on. Let me read something to y'all real quick. No, I can't because if I do, then yeah. Well. Apparently, well, according to Rick, Yakub caught some kind of attitude that the black man had no challenges. He was mad because the black man was God. So he decided to take the black man out. So how dare you come out here with no challenges? Okay, and he took the black man out. He said, "Listen, we're going to make the white man, and you're going to suffer because how dare you walk around here with no challenges?" Yeah, so Yakub created the white man. So he went into the essence and grafted the white man. He was in the essence for, I don't know, maybe a billion years, grafting the white man. I'm thinking the essence must be a very large place. Somebody need to go back into the essence, rent a car while they're inside the essence, and go find this motherfucker. And when they find him, whoop his natural three-brain black ass, and then drag his ass back out of the essence into the real world and tell him to come get this white man. 600 years it took him to graft the white man. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Doesn't that see how it doesn't make any sense? And they don't realize this. That's why I call these guys foolish, man. They don't realize. You see, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. They don't understand what they're saying. They just blurt it out and think they're saying some real profound intellectual shit. But they don't see what they're actually saying. Right, like he created his own challenges. Why they live in peaceful. So why are you complaining about the white man you created? You brought this on yourself. You created your own challenges and pitfalls. They don't see that. They think they're saying something profoundly intellectual. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all, y'all sound like fools and you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. That true. And if he's a God, he's omnipresent. He wouldn't even need a brain. He's beyond the brain. But this is what I mean, and they get mad at me for calling them idiots. But they don't realize how much of a fool they sound like when they say this stuff. To believe in the story of Yakub is to believe that the black man sabotaged himself. Isn't that right? But they don't see it that way. They think the story of Yakub make them sound intelligent. And they think the story of Yakub gives them an excuse. But the story of Yakub just tells how foolish you are and how not smart you really are. You created your own challenges and your own pitfalls. You went and created the exact antithesis of yourself. And he turned around and enslaved you. You don't realize how much of a fool that makes you. So I keep trying to tell y'all, I need to watch what y'all say. Stop saying it's foolishness. Well, it's not foolishness. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it sounds. I do know what it sounds like. You don't know what it sounds like. And you don't know what you sound like saying it. That's the problem. You think you sound like some kind of teacher, some kind of knowledge dropper, some kind of vast intellect when you sound like an absolute fool because the story of Yakub tells everybody that you a damn dumbass. That you created your own challenges. Yakub was a three-brained black man or a two-brained black man, or in the very least, a highly intelligent so-called black man, right? Who sabotaged black people. So you sabotaged yourself. You think that that sounds profoundly intellectual? That's NOI shit right there. You talking about right now? That's their calling card. So I would say Kendall has been listening to a mixture of the NOI, the conscious community, the five percenters, sprinkled in with a little bit of his own shit. So Kendall is a hybrid. Mhm. You don't see how foolish that sound, Kendall? That you made your own destruction and you God? Anybody ever thought about that? And what that sounds like? And how not so smart that is? And apparently you made him more powerful than you because you can't stop him. No, I didn't say you was in a group. I just said I can tell from what you're espousing in the chat that you read or you listen to certain groups. You got a little bit of NOI in there. You got some conscious shit in there. You got 5% shit in there. You're just a pseudo hustler. None of your thoughts are original. You're not even I can't even count you as a thinking man. You're not even a thinking man. You're a fool. You can easily be persuaded to do something against your own will and against your family because you don't have any original thought. You can't think for yourself. You're not even a thinking man. You're just a regurgitator. You'll never hear me talking crazy like that because I think for myself. I think about the shit I read. That's why I don't read too much. Because a lot of stuff that you read is garbage. It's just one person's perspective. And no one person really knows what's going on in this world. So I'm very, very, very picky about what I read. And I always think about what I read. I use my brain. I just come out here talking about something. We existed before the sun, moon, stars. Actually, I don't know anybody in their right mind that are going to say some shit like that except you. And I'm not even sure you even know how to use your mind, let alone be in your right state of mind. But you've shown signs in here over a period of time that you're not even thinking, man, you can't even think for yourself. And I ain't got no problem with that. That's how you are. That's how you are. You have a very, you have a right to live your life the way you want. Well, actually, studying is the only way. Study isn't the only way to acquire knowledge. Again, you have a one-dimensional mind because you don't have any real way of thinking. You don't know how to use your brain. That's why you are, caught in a low-level way of thinking. You think that the only way to acquire knowledge is to study. You don't believe that people can go beyond stuff like that. You don't believe that people can gather information as they go along and learn as they go along and store information as they go along. You don't understand them like that because you can't think for yourself. And you think I'm ranting about things I don't know about, it's because you have a low level way of thinking. I'm not ranting about things I don't know about. I'm ranting about things that I actually do know about, that I experienced, which makes them real. They don't sound real to you. It's because I didn't acquire the information on them the way you think I should, right? I should have studied them, right? What makes you think I didn't? Okay, having conversations with people like you, right? It's like sitting there talking to a wall. It's like your your skull, right? Is nothing but a solid bone, right? Your skull is solid all the way through, and nothing gets in or out. And check this out. You're talking about studying, right? Why don't you study how to get out of your position of being last in this world? Have you studied that? Why don't you tell these niggas to study how to be good fathers? Have you studied that? Well, Kendall, I just told you, right? I understand that you don't really grasp a lot of information, right? Because you have a uniform way of thinking. That's why you believe some of the dumbest shit that anybody has ever heard, right? But the way you think is actually your intellectual handicap. That's what I'm trying to point out to you. You actually are intellectually restricted. Now, don't get mad at me because I know more things than you and I explore more things than you. I have more experience than you. I don't read the stupid ass books that you read. Thank God I don't. So I don't walk around here saying, outrageously ridiculous things like we existed before the sun, the moon, and the stars, which is absolute foolishness. And you think because you read some books and you study some shit that somebody wrote that you actually run around here and you know stuff. For when I'm sitting there, you don't know shit. You're just a regurgitator that can't even think for himself. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you couldn't have thought the stuff that you said. You couldn't have thought that on your own. You had to get that from somewhere. That type of shit don't just come up in your mind. You had to have gotten that from somewhere. And then you start regurgitating stuff that you got from people like the NFL, the NOI, the conscious community, the 5%ers, and then claiming that you're doing your own research even though you're regurgitating their talking points. So you're not even real about that. You're not even real about your own research. Yeah, you can read books all you want. That don't really make you any more intelligent than anyone else. Books could make you foolish though, depending on which ones you believe in. I read books every now and then, but I only read what's necessary. I'm a real time learner. I like learning in real time because that's where you get real information from. It's not somebody's perspective. You see, again, when you read a book, you are somewhat intellectually handicapped because you're reading from that person's perspective. You can't really visualize what that person is telling you because you haven't experienced it. You're just taking their word for it. So you open up a book and somebody tell you that the sky is blue at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay, but at 6 o'clock in the morning, the sky is yellow. You're just taking that person's word for it. You're not actually going out at 6 o'clock in the morning and looking up at the sky to see if it's yellow or not. Well, if you go out at 6 o'clock in the morning and you see that the sky is just as blue as it is at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, would you say the book was wrong? Or would you say you misunderstood what you read? I like learning in real time. That's real knowledge. I don't waste my time reading a lot of books because a lot of books are from one person's perspective. I'm not interested in that. And another thing too, right? Again, your feeble-mindedness, you don't understand, right? This is why I like learning in real time. You see, books can also be a form of mind control. Now, if you could believe something as far-fetched as we existed before space and time and the sun and the moon and all this other nonsense, why couldn't you believe, or why can't you believe that books can be a form of mental control, mind control? Let me tell you why you won't believe that. Because that's your main source of intellect. That's why. And you can believe something as foolish as we existed before time and space and all this other crap, but you can't believe something as realistic as books can be a form of mind control. Why? Because that's where 90% of your intellect come from, books. That's why you can't think for yourself. That's why it sounds like I'm ranting and don't know what I'm talking about because you can't follow what I'm saying because my information comes from real time. You won't find most of my information in books. I learn from what I see. I learn from what I interact with. I gather information as information comes in real time. I don't waste my time reading somebody else's thoughts. And that's why I can think for myself and I can create original thought, and you can't. You're just a regurgitator who most of your intellect resides in books and the opinions and thoughts of other people, and you can't think for yourself. And somehow you call that being smart. Not sure why. You read hundreds of books and yet you have no answers. Okay? I can get 100 answers from one book. You read hundreds of books and you don't have one answer. You know how I know you don't have no one answer? Not even one answer. And you know how I know that? That you read hundreds of books to no avail? Because for one, you don't even know what you're reading and you don't understand what you're reading, right? And you're taking other people's personal perspectives and you don't know what
and not your own information because you haven't gathered that information yourself.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. I had a phone call. Okay. Do y'all hear me now? I want to chat with you. So yeah, like
I'm saying you read hundreds of books, right? And you don't have one solution in your head about anything because you don't understand any of the information that you're reading, right? And therefore, none of that information that you read comes from your original chain of thought, right? That's why you don't have no solution. I could read one book and give you 100 answers. You can't give me one answer off 100 books you read because you simply cannot think for yourself. You're just a regurgitator. You read books for absolutely no reason at all, just to say that you read them. You have no real understanding about what you read. You know how I know that? You know how I know you read 100 books and you don't have one answer? Because you're the one that sits up here every time you turn around and asks what the solutions are. That means you have no answers in your head. So you read 100 books. How's that working out for you? 100 books, and you still have no clue, and you still have no answers.
yeah, you don't have no nothing, Ken. That's just what I'm trying to explain to you. You don't have no opinions. You don't have any solutions. You don't have any answers. All you have is the symbolism of reading 100 books. And this is something that you're telling us. We don't know how true this is. So somehow you believe that that's some kind of accolade. It's kind of like a false sense of ownership, right? Or a false sense of power. You have no power, so you have to create a false sense of power, right? You have no real intellect, so you have to create some kind of base that would make us think that you're smart by saying you read 100 books in which we can't confirm. But you said you did it. And you know what? And I'm a kid. You probably did. You probably did. But you see, my whole thing is the 100 books you read, you don't understand none of them because you have no answers. You have no solution. You just read the books for the sake of reading them and couldn't really retain anything you read, and you regurgitate talking points. That means right then and there that you don't think for yourself. And again, you're the first person always open up your mouth about what the solutions are. Well, if a man is well read as you and is very idealistic as you and so heavily intellectual as you can't find a solution. I give you a lot of solutions. I gave you solutions a couple of shows ago. When you asked what was the solution, I set up here and gave you like two or three solutions. You haven't given one solution about anything in here. But yet you want us to believe that you're this heavy intellectual. I think nothing but a regurgitator, but it's okay. You can think about yourself the way you want. You know what I'm saying? That's your prerogative. You want to think that you are the great Gatsby or the black version of Aristotle. I mean, that's your thing. You can do that. I don't believe any of that, but like I said, I can't get past the, you know, we existed before the sun, the moon, the stars, and all that. I can't get past that. So you can't tell me anything about intellect. You can tell these other people in here, I don't have no respect for your intellect. Especially after saying something like that, you can forget about it. You burned your intellectual bridges with me. I can't respect your intelligence after saying something like that. And on top of that, actually believe it. You know? So when I hear you say something about intellect, I quickly move on because coming from you, that doesn't even register. Can't respect the man that sits up here and says we. I can't intellectually respect the man that sits up here and say we existed before the sun, the moon, and the stars. And serious about it too. How can I intellectually respect that? That's retarded. You can't do that. Really? You said, okay. The man said that every comment he make on this channel, it's about solutions. What kind? Really? Where at? What show? What? I must have missed it. I'm sorry. Anybody know of any comment he made that was a solution? I've never seen one. I'm not trying to drag anybody into this, but you just blew my mind. I've never seen him make a solution about anything. I must have missed it, bro. I've never seen you make a comment about any solution. I've never seen you come up with a solution since you've been in here. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. When you say that every comment you made here is a solution, what exactly do you mean? I mean, I don't get it. I've never seen you make a solution in here about anything. I've seen you ask what the solutions were, but I've never actually seen you put forth a solution. I've never seen that. Now, if I missed it, somebody let me know that I may have missed it. Because I've never seen it. Can you give me a show or something, or can you refer back to one? I can go look at the show. Because if you did, I want to come and give you your props. I I ain't never seen that. I've never seen you make a solution, talk about a solution here about anything. I missed that one, bro. You stuck that one by me. But anyway, forget about Kendall for right now. Let's get back to the show. How's everybody doing? Shout out to the NT, you know, working on beating COVID. Shout out to my man Hassan Burton, the grill man of Massachusetts. Yvette W. And I got a show I'm thinking about doing, right? When you get a chance, later on, come into Discord. Me, you, and Damon and Abby, we're going to talk about it. I want to see how to go about this. I need to confer with the black women about this. See, y'all, whenever I'm about to do something big for black women, I confer with them about it. I talk to them about it, see how they feel about it. If they don't feel good about it, I won't go out and do it. I won't go out and do it. Well, do us any favors by trying to claim that you're an intellectual because you're clearly not. And well, yeah, I mean, we can learn, right? But you see, when you have a situation like this here, right? When you don't truly understand one person, but they understand you, you got a problem. See, I understand you. You don't understand me. That's your problem. You think I'm ranting about things I don't know about because you don't understand that there's a different level of learning and gathering information that's far more advanced than yours. I'm a real time learner, a real time thinker. I don't get it. I don't get caught up in these books. I don't handicap my mind. I don't restrict my mind. I don't get into another person's personal thoughts. A book, however you want to put it, is one person's perspective, unless the book is written by a group or an organization. But it's basically one person's perspective. I'm not interested in one person's perspective unless I specifically got something I want to know about and I want to see if this person knows anything about it. But even then, again, I'm not really relying on what that person knows. I just want to see if they know a little bit of something about it. Other than that, I'm not interested in one person's perspective. One person can't tell me shit about the world. He can tell you, and apparently that one person did tell you some nonsense about. And I'm not going to let this go because it's crazy for you to sit up here and believe that we existed before time, space, the sun, the moon, the stars. You got to be kidding me, bro. I can't believe you a grown ass man walking around here believing some shit like that. And that's one person's perspective. One person told you that, or one person at a time told you that, right? Concerning how many books you read. There's no one person that's going to make me believe some stupid shit like that. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying that shit is stupid. I'm not going to believe some stupid shit like that because one person wrote about it in a book. I don't believe one person can tell me about the world. I believe one person can, make some suggestions about what's going on in the world, but making suggestions about what's going on in the world and telling you about the world are two different things. To be told about the world, you need to talk to several people, thousands of people, travel, learn, understand, break bread with different groups of people, interact with people, grow with people, grow with life. There's a lot to learn. I don't have time to read one person's perspective. That's puny to me. The world is humongous. One person's perspective is puny in the grand scheme of things. That's why my mind isn't trapped like yours. You don't see me running around here, right, espousing anybody's talking points. Because my mind isn't trapped. My mind does not fall into that, well, let me sit up here and, think what this nigga's thinking. That's why you can't get me to believe no dumbass story about Yakub. You can't get me to believe some crazy shit about we was here before the existence itself. Nobody fucking knows that. That's fucking stupid. Again, not saying you're stupid. I'm saying that shit is stupid. And then if the person who wrote that shit believe that, then that person is stupid. They can't even figure out how to get to the bottom of the ocean, bro. Why would I think that somebody actually knows what the fuck was here before space and time itself? We can't even go to the bottom of the deepest ocean in this damn world. They can't figure out how to do that without getting themselves killed. Okay? Yeah. Whether you read 100 books or read 1,000 books, right? Unless the books are all written by the same person, it's still one person's perspective. Whether it be 100 or 1,000 or a million, it's still one person's perspective. But I learn from what's going on in the real world in real time. I interact with people in real time. I learn what's happening at the moment, why things happen. I study what's going on with people. I learn in real time. That's my teacher. I like world experiences. I don't give a shit about nobody's personal perspective. That does nothing for me. But again, I'm not insulting your intelligence. I'm saying the people that write this shit is fucking just stupid, you know. But I do read some books, when it's necessary. When I'm really looking for something, I'm looking for something very specific. I may get a book that is based on what I'm really looking at for that time. Like if I'm trying to experiment or something, or if I want to learn something about an algorithm or whatever, I'll find a specific book. A specific book. Other than that, I just don't randomly read because I like to use my mind for other shit. I like to use my mind for growth. You know, I'm not into restricting my mind. I sound ridiculous to you, Kendall, because you just can't get on the highest state of understanding. And you still have a long way to go. You're still wilding around in the cesspool of disbelief. You're still chasing your tail. You're still down in the tank somewhere, chasing the Hebrew Misraelites and the conscious community, and the highest state of consciousness, 5%. Still way out there doing that shit. I'm way beyond that. So yeah, I wouldn't make sense to a person like you. You don't have the capacity to understand what I'm talking about. Like if I was to talk to you about nature, right? Within a couple of seconds, I would lose you because you just don't get it. You can't grasp. You can't grasp no real knowledge. You ain't ready for no real knowledge. Your mind is set up, right? Your mind is set up to take preconceived information. Your mind is not set up for original information. Information that is information that is created moment for moment. Your mind ain't ready for that. Your mind is set up to take preconceived information because your mind is still feeble in nature. You haven't really advanced. You actually held your mind back by having other people's perspectives in your head. That actually holds your mind back. It keeps your mind from developing because you're walking around here with somebody else's information in your head rather than gathering your own information and allowing your mind to grow on its own and to soak in knowledge in real time. So you actually handicapping your mind by running around here with all this shit in your head. You're the one that's actually ridiculous. Like if I was to ask you a question real quick, kid, you think you can answer it? You want me to put you to the test right now and see who's smarter? You want to go? You want to have a go around? I'll be I'll be nice about it. I'll just ask you one question. See if you can answer it. You want to do that? Come on, man. You're the man who done read 1,000 books, right? So surely you're not afraid of one question, are you? You want to try it? Let's see if Mr. Let's see if Mr. Thousand Books take me up on my challenge. Is that a yes or a no? Okay. I got a question for you. You ready? What determines the sex of the child? Let me see if you can answer that question. You got the answer so far? Are you looking it up? Nope. Wrong. And nope. Absolutely wrong. You want another shot at it before I tell you what it is? And I'm gonna tell you something, right? See, this is what I mean, right? About having original thought and not being able to think for yourself. Somebody told you that, didn't they? You got that from somebody, didn't you? Didn't you? You never really did no real research on it, did you? You didn't, because if you did, you would have found out that your answer is wrong. This is what I mean by handicapping your mind. One other crack at it before I tell you what really determines the sex of the child. And and I guarantee you, when I'm done, you can look it up and you'll see that I'm right. Okay, but then tell me what it is. You got one more crack at it. Your first answer was wrong because somebody told you that, and they were wrong too. I'm about to give you the right answer, and everybody in here, when I give him the answer, you can look it up and you will see that I'm right. His answer is wrong, 100% wrong. And the reason why it's wrong is because somebody told him that. He never actually did no real scientific research on what really creates the sex of the child. Somebody just told him that the man's sperm does that, and he went with it. The man's sperm doesn't determine the sex of nothing. The man's sperm is just a fertilizer. That's all it does. It doesn't determine anything after that. And that's scientific proof. See? Okay, so you are saying that the man's sperm doesn't, even that there's no scientific evidence that that's true? Okay, so fine. He wants to go with that. Let me tell you what the real answer is, and you can look it up, and you will see that I'm right. In the woman's body, there's an organ, right? It's a supernumerary organ called the wolfine duct. The wolfine duct is what determines and creates the sex of the child. Look it up. Look up the wolfine duct. WOLFENDUCT. Wolfine duct. That is what I uncovered doing scientific research. That is what creates the sex of the child. That has nothing to do with the man's sperm. That's entirely dependent on the woman's body. It is her organ, and it is her organ alone that creates the sex of the child. The man's sperm is nowhere in sight. The man's sperm has nothing to do with it. Look it up. You're saying I'm right. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Wolfine duct. That is what creates the sex of the child. And that is a supernumerary organ in the woman's body that works independent of any male sperm. That is what creates the sex of the child. There's no man's sperm that does any of that. Actually, a black man discovered that. Actually, two black men discovered that. One is called Dr. Dilbert Blair. The other one is called Dr. Phil Valentine. And they will confirm what I just told you. And science will confirm what I just told you. That the sex of the child is created by a supernumerary organ called the wolfine duct, which operates independent of any male sperm. That is inside the woman's body. And it is only active when the woman is carrying child. That has nothing to do with the man's sperm. Man's sperm has nothing to do with the sex of the child. The man's sperm is just a fertilizer. Woman's body does everything else. See, he don't want to look it up. He afraid to admit that I'm right. He afraid to admit that I just beat him right now over a simple question that he could not answer. A question that he had the absolute wrong answer to. And you can look it up. The wolfing duck, discovered by two black men. One being Dr. Dilbert Blair, the other one Dr. Bill Valentine. It is a scientific fact, my man, that the wolfing duck determines and creates the woman. Actually, the woman's body, depending on how the baby is developed, depending on what egg has been fertilized, it is the woman's body, depending on how much estrogen is being pumped to the body at the time, or how much testosterone is being pumped to the body at the time. It is the woman's body that ultimately um, determines and sends a signal to the Wolffian duck to create the sex of the child. That comes from the woman's body, and the woman's body alone, and it got shit to do with no male sperm. Once the male sperm activates the egg, the male sperm has no more purpose. The woman's body completely takes over the operation from there, and there is no male influence anywhere in sight. The woman's body completely takes over the operation of creating life, including the sex of the child. Nah, don't try to cop out, bro. Because looking up the shit that you told me to look up is nonsense. I'm giving you some cold hard facts, truth that I'm confident in, that I know is true. And you can look it up, and I want you to, so you can come back on here and say that I beat you, that I outsmarted you, that I know more than you. That's right. The woman's body needs absolutely no help from the man's sperm other than fertilization. That is all it needs the sperm for. After that, the male sperm counts for nothing. It's just to fertilize the egg. We give the male sperm credit for getting the ball rolling. After the ball
full control after that. Full control. And a woman's body does everything itself, independent of any male sperm. These are scientific facts, my man. These are medical facts. You can look this up. And again, this science was kept from us and discovered by first Dr. Gilbert Blair, a black man, and got and then further backed up by Dr. Phil Valentine, another black man. It's the white man that told you stupid shit. The white man is the one that told you that the male sperm, right, determines the sex of the child. They got you walking right here, sound stupid. They can make fun of you. Because it's something called common sense. Kendo. Okay. Now I know you don't understand this. I know you don't get it, right? Common sense is real. It really is. I know you don't understand that because you don't use any of yours. Okay? You're a regurgitator. That's just basic. That's what you are. You regurgitate shit that you read and hear from other people. Because you're a person that believes in a secret perspective about how the world works. And that's okay. That's what you want to do. I'm not saying that, hey, that's a Kendall thing. I mean, I'm not down with that. But that's how you want to get down. That's how you get down, right? Now, it doesn't make you right about anything. When you tell me stuff like this here, right? We existed before time, space, the sun, the moon, the stars. I'm not going to let this go. This is the most awful and egregious thing I've heard in quite some time. And you should be land-based for it. The sad part about it is you don't know how ridiculous that sounds. That's the sad part about it. Time and space, the sun, bro? Seriously? Do you even know what you're saying? The sun? The sun, dude. The sun. The sun. The sun. The thing that actually nurtures our body and keeps us alive. We live off the sun. It nurtures the cells in our body and our blood. You're telling me we existed before the very thing that keeps us alive and nurtures us and keep us from freezing to death? The sun, bro? Come on, bro. No, no, man. No, 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 no. Go on and take your ass whooping and go look up the Wolfie and Duck and come back here and tell me that I'm right. To say you're bad for trying to challenge me when you really couldn't. I'm confident that I'm right. Look up what? That we existed before the sun? No, I'm not looking that up. That's stupid. I'm not gonna look at somebody tell me some stupid shit like, yeah, we existed before the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna read no dumbass publication by some motherfucker who was probably on crack writing about we existed before the sun. That's stupid. I don't care who the motherfucker is that wrote it. If Dr. Martin Luther King wrote, I'm gonna call him stupid too. If Malcolm X, well, Malcolm X wouldn't have wrote no shit like that. Yeah, I ain't looking that up. That's stupid. Looking it up for what? We existed before the sun. Are you fucking crazy? You know what the sun does for us, bro? Have you even researched how the sun is connected to us and what it does for our bodies and how it nurtures our blood and our cells and how we need it to survive? You even did any of that research? You just be some old dumb shit about we existed before the sun? Come on, man. Have you, speaking of research, have you did any research about the sun and how it's connected directly to us? Have you did any research about this damn earth and how it's connected directly to us? And how the sun and the earth and the moon all work together to keep us alive? Have you did any of that research? Go look it up. Looking up nothing, looking up that dumb shit. Yeah, Malcolm X wouldn't have wrote no stupid shit like that. Not reading some dumbass is gonna sit up here that you believe that we exist before the sun. Ain't nobody gonna tell me no shit like that. That's the difference between you and me. I'm not a feeble-minded person that's gonna believe any goddamn thing somebody tell me because they're practicing symbolism. What are you talking about? We exist. How the hell do we exist before the goddamn sun? When the sun, the moon, and the goddamn earth all work together to keep us alive. The hell are you talking about? The sun feeds us, bro. The fuck are you talking about? Without the sun, man, our cells would die. We would die. Our bones would get soft. Go look it up. You, you need to stop looking. If that's what you gonna do, then you need to start reading books, bro, because they're hurting you at this point. I suggest you lay off the book sauce, bro. If you believe in some stupid shit like that, you need to lay off the book sauce, man, because you talk crazy right now. We existed before the sun. Exactly. Without the sun, our fucking bones would get brittle and soft, nigga. You'll walk around here, your goddamn body would collapse. The fuck you mean we existed before the sun? And first of all, how do you exist before the sun? So you're saying that we were matter and we were just energy? What kind of energy is that? What kind of matter is that? What kind of matter is that? So basically, what you're saying is, dude is so deep. He breaking it down onto intellectual, molecular level and shit, right? Let me like see here, brother. Let me tell you something, right? Before the sun, we were matter and antimatter, down to the molecular structure. We were free radical energy that was floating around in a space that was before time itself, and we were God. We had no real chain of thought. We never spoke a word. We never moved our feet. We didn't have any feet. We never took a shit. There was no reason to go to the bathroom. We were just existing in a plane before time, feeling no pain. Then this angry thing came along called the sun and pulled us out of our natural state and turned us into human beings and enslaved us and made us depend on it. Now we can't live without it. We were molecular gods before the sun came about and said, "Hey, you molecular niggas over here, I'm going to make you into black people and have you do my bidding." And we were terrified, even though we were just molecular structures of matter and antimatter and energy. We didn't know how to think. But somehow we knew what the sun was saying to us. We knew that we was about to be oppressed and turned into black slaves. That's some shit you read in the book, right? Now, Kendall believes that and I hate to turn, and I hate to make this podcast about Kendall, but I'm sorry, he bugging, okay, and he needs to stop it. I mean, saying that we existed before the sun is just that dude. That's the craziest. What scientist gonna back you up on that? What scientist that you gonna find is gonna back you up? I don't even know if you can get anybody in the conscious community to back you up on that. Man, I don't even know if you can find a 5% of that to back you up on that. You damn sure ain't gonna get nobody from the NOI to back you up on that. They're gonna think you fucking retarded. Saying some crazy shit like that. The only people I could think that might back you up is maybe the 5%er. Even the evil Misraelites. All right, can you guys hear me? Right. Okay. So it says that. Okay. He says, no, we were not always human bodies, but we have always existed in one form or another. This is known by who? Who knows this? This is known by who? We have no beginning and no ending. Then why do we die? Why are we born and why do we die? We have no beginning or no ending. And how is it that we become born and brought into this world through the woman and then die when we get older or sick or shot? Answer me those questions because since we have no beginning and no ending, and how are we dying? How are we being born? And why had since we have no beginning or no ending, we was in some form or we were, okay, what form was we in when we existed before space and time itself? What form was that? It couldn't have been human form. Okay, so we're going to say it ain't human form. It's just there was no time or space. You can't call it energy because energy only came into existence when time and space came into existence. Because energy is what exists in space. So we wasn't the form of energy. So what form was we in? And well, of course, we couldn't have been human if there was no sun because we would have froze to death, right? So and the sun is in the universe. So that would mean that it would be in space. And and it's bitterly cold in space. There's no heat in space except around the sun, which keeps us from freezing to death. If there was no sun, we would freeze to death. Because there would be nothing to protect us from the bitter cold of space. We would all die. We would freeze. It would die. We would freeze instantly. Because that's how cold it is in space. We would. So I don't understand. I'm trying to understand your logic here. The black race collectively. I don't do. Uh, I don't know what's going on, bro. All I can tell you is you're tripping. Right? I can't follow what you're saying because I think what you're saying is crazy. Um, can't rock with you on that one, bro. I don't mind some deep knowledge every now and then, but this right here, this is something else. You know, space and time before the sun. I can't rock with you on that. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And with that being said, y'all, I got some work to do. Well, no, it's got to be beyond that too, bro. Speak. It's got to be beyond spirit. Hold on a second. I got to guess. I didn't even know. Oh, bro, speak. All right, bro, speak. Are you up here now? So did I put bro speak up here? Oh, yeah, I hit it. Hold on. I put it. Ah,
Hello.
There you go. What up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Max?
Hey man, I'm flying solo today, so I'm a little messed up. Dame is she working today, so I'm trying to run all the controls myself.
Yeah,
Uh,
Dame. That's what made Dame so great.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
that's my people's man. I love her to death. What's going on, bro?
Oh, not much, Life over time is still a thing. Uh,
So 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 how do you feel about existing before time, space, and the sun? I can't rock with that. I can't.
well, I, you know, I'll listen to anybody, whether I believe it or not. Is another matter. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's just it's. I
I
mean, it makes great conversation, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, I listen to him. I'm like, okay, I hear you, but I don't know what that's about, bro. You know, I don't
yeah,
know what form we was in before time and space, man, because you got energy in space. So
right.
I don't know what form we was in before that. So
Well, I mean, that's what we're supposed to be. I mean, made of energy anyway. So
uh-huh.
I guess that's I guess that's where that comes from. But I don't know.
Mhm.
You can't really prove one way or the other. So I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
and I
It's
don't think nobody believe. I don't think anybody really knows that. I think people are just at best taking educated guesses.
of
You
course.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
I mean,
think because you won't find a scientist that'll tell you Well, we existed before the sun.
No,
Ain't no scientist gonna tell you that.
no, I think the closest you get is, I guess, the Big Bang Theory, maybe something like
Yeah,
that. But,
right.
but as
But
far as
even
that, uh, that seemed like more of a, I don't know. I
but
don't even.
even when you look at the Big Bang Theory, that doesn't even say that we existed. That talks about the explosion of atoms, and then
Right,
from atoms came everything else, and then they don't even know what went Big Bang. They don't even know what blew up. I've been trying to research. Okay, what exploded? You said that there was an explosion. An explosion of what?
right.
What blew up? You know, I can't figure. I can't find what blew up. What actually exploded? I do know one thing: them crazy ass white people over at CERN. It's got me concerned that they're gonna mess around and blow this whole planet up, fucking around with something that they don't know nothing about. With that collider over there, messing around with that guard particle.
Hmm.
They don't, man, they're gonna mess around and get us all killed, man. They
Oh
already had
yeah.
it. They already had an incident over there where something came through that gate that they got over there, that dimensional gate, right, and came through there and killed everybody in the room. And they tried to fucking lock the place down and won't let nobody out. And a white scientist escaped and he spilled the beans about what happened in there. And
Mm.
then he ended up coming up missing like a month later. Can't nobody find him now, you know? But he said they was in there messing around with some gate and they tried to activate it and something came through and killed everybody in the room in seconds. And they don't know what it is.
Yeah, you know, I when people tell me about different things, aliens, ghosts, all these different things, I I keep an open mind because that's just like I said. There's a lot of things that happen in this world that you just really can't explain. There's nothing scientists can really explain. It's just so feelings that you get and just things that happen that science really can't explain. So I always keep an open mind on a lot of stuff. Now, whether I believe it or not, I mean, is that's a different matter. But I do try to at least keep an open mind on stuff. Like, but that whole that yeah, that's just something else. And then the whole thing with a Jacobo. Now
Oh,
that's the first,
Yakub.
yeah, that's the first I've ever heard of that. And I'm like,
This, yeah,
wow.
I uncovered the story. I'm gonna tell it too. I'm gonna do a show on that pretty soon. That's gonna be hella funny, man. He's
Yeah.
got two brains. He's got two. And depending on who you listen to, the NOI or the 5%, the 5% say he has three brains. Okay, he has three brains, and he's considered retarded. He's considered retarded amongst his people with
Mm,
three brains.
the three brains.
Right,
Wow.
he's considered. That's the 5% version. But I'm gonna do a show on that because that's gonna be funny as hell. I got the receipts on that, y'all. I'm gonna do a show on that. But first, I'm gonna knock Kendall over the head with the slavery shit. Then I'm gonna do the Yakub story.
Yeah, please do. Because from what I read, this dude just seemed like the biggest hater of haters. I mean, and then it's like, wow, if let's just say that was even real, that
Mm-hmm.
it kind of explains why black men don't collectively get together to do stuff like we should. Because that go back way, way back even in history.
Mm-hmm.
Basically saying that a black man created the the
A
white
race
man,
of devils, yeah, a
right?
race of devils because
Because he hates his own people.
right, he saw that we were God, and according to the 5%ers, he saw that the black man was God and had no challenges, and somehow caught an attitude. I don't know why. And he said he went and made these devils. I mean, I just,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I'm like, wow. I'd be like, I see why the regular Muslims don't acknowledge the NOI. It's
No.
like, what, what,
What y'all
are you
talking
for real
about?
right now?
Yeah,
Are
like
you
what
for
are y'all
real right
talking? Exactly. Like what the fuck are y'all talking about, bro? Like we can't listen to white people. We have to understand that they are new people on earth. Ain't nobody listening to white people. What are you talking about listening to white people, bro? Nobody listening to no damn white people. You the one sitting up here talking about Yakub. I ain't never heard no story, no Yakub from nobody white. I've only heard that from black people. Ain't
now?
nobody white tell me nothing about Yakub. Black people told me about Yakub. So what do you mean listening to white people? And how does the sun determine a person's birthday? But they ask you that too. You said the sun can determine people, every race on earth their birthday. That's what you just put in the chat. How does the sun determine your birthday? In
Yeah.
spiritual form, you don't even know what that is. Again, that's just another something that you're saying because other people are saying it. Because one thing I noticed about people, when they truly don't understand something, they put labels on what they don't understand to remind them that they don't understand it. So you have an energy out there that you can't really figure out what it is. You call it spiritual energy to remind you that you don't know what it really is. And so,
Well,
since God is spiritual, that's the only thing that you can identify as something either supernatural or beyond your capability of understanding. So you tag that on the energy, spiritual energy. Around the energy that you can't quite figure out. You don't really know what it is. So it's spiritual energy. Just like a black hole. They don't know what a black hole is either. Okay? They're talking about some antimatter. How could it be antimatter and stuff go in it and never come out, right? When they can't get nothing out there to sample it. They don't have no technology that can really sample anything from a black hole. They don't have no pieces of it. They don't have no essence of it to really analyze it, look at it under a microscope. They don't have no atoms of it, no DNA of it, no nothing. And scientists would tell you that what they think about a black hole is just pure theory.
mhm.
They don't know nothing about a black hole. They don't know anything more about a black hole than you do. They can't even get close to it. They don't have nothing that can go out there and take a sample of it. They don't have nothing, you know? But I do know one thing. They sent that thing to Mars and they got spooked, and you ain't heard about Mars since. But that thing took the cameras of the giant pyramids over there of black people, and you haven't heard nothing since. You haven't heard anything about Mars since.
Yeah, all you know is that they trying to build spaceships to go up there, which
Hmm.
which I'm like, please no, please don't, please shoot. As soon as they get up there, they should be shooting those things down just on site. I'm like, it's just like when they talking about, well, they can't go deep to the bottom of the ocean. I'm like, please don't. We've seen what you've done on Earth. We don't need you going to the ocean. Hell, we've seen you poison our oceans with these oil and stuff. So please don't go to the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so the reason to help man to know himself. The white race is only a physical manifestation of our own rebelliousness.
Um, okay.
I didn't say CERN didn't have any small samples of antimatter. I'm talking about the scientists who study a black hole. They don't have any samples of it. Most of the scientists that study the black hole are in NASA, and they don't have any real samples of a black hole. They really don't know what it is. Everything is pure theory. And so, okay, let me say this one more time. Let me get this right. The reason that the black scientist Yakub made the white man was an experiment on himself to help man to know himself. The white race is only a physical manifestation of our own rebelliousness. Wow. Wow.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, that's wow. Wow.
So okay. So
So,
the scientists made a race of other men, created another race of men to understand himself when normal scientific methods would have sufficed. Just studying men, their own men, observing them, taking notes, and all kinds of stuff would have sufficed instead of just creating a other race of men who, in turn, has subjugated, dominated, caused all kinds of chaos to himself.
hmm murdered his own children, and
Right.
ate people, and had sex with animals. Okay, so my whole thing is this here. Okay, experiment on himself. Rebellious nature. Okay, we were gods, so I don't get the rebellious nature. What is? I don't understand what that's all about. What do you mean rebellious nature?
And who are we rebelling against? That's one part.
Exactly. We're
Because
all gods, so what do we need to rebel for? I don't understand that. And why would you do an experimentation like that on yourself? What are you bored? You don't have nothing else to do? I don't. That don't make any sense to me. Now let me go and experiment on myself. I'm going to make a light version of myself, and I'm going to make that one extremely evil.
yeah, and you listen to the stuff that they did to
Mm.
people of himself. Why don't what what kind of I I don't know, man. It's just like why would you do any of that? If you're trying to prove that uh, you're basically saying that we are evil. We done some evil stuff. I don't know, man. It's just
Man, this shit doesn't even make any sense because, okay, so he got 600 black people, right? And started this grafting experiment because he didn't have anybody white, right? So there must have been some light skinned blacks. So I guess he made it the light skinned blacks, but other light skinned blacks, they just got lighter. Man, what the fuck?
no from what I was read. They he cre- Because he kept them separate, I guess, from the sun or something like that. They became light skinned and whiter. They became who they are now. And then all the other stuff, all the I mean, it was just a lot of stuff from just a little bit that I read. I mean, it's like, dude, why would you
So
even
he
do
did.
stuff like that? It sounds like
So
something from a sci-fi film or an anime.
yeah, so he kept them from the sun. Did he get lighter? I mean, I don't because according to the story, they lived in the center of the earth, where supposedly has its own sun,
Hmm.
according to the story. And they had tribes and they had people, they had civilizations over there, and they were strictly forbidden to interact with the surface people, which was supposed to be us. So we were already here before they got here. I don't. I mean, the story makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me because Yaqub and them wasn't even a part of our race. They came, according to the story, they came from another planet that actually was destroyed due to evil, according to what the story says. So they came to our planet, brought their evil over here, and grafted the white man. So Yaqub was actually the damn devil. And you called him a black scientist. How about a black devil? I mean, maybe that's more appropriate because
Yeah.
he has no loyalty to our. He didn't even come. He came from another planet, and the planet he came from, according to the story, was destroyed by evil. So apparently, the evil that took out their planet, they brought with them. And came down here and fucked us up. So I don't get it, man. I wonder if he's in the center of the earth right now, watching it, watching all of his work. I mean, is he grabbing some motherfuckers to come out here and kick this white man's ass? I mean, I tell you, man, I don't know, bro. This whole Yakub thing is just silly, man.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
that's it. It
actually,
sound,
actually, Yakub wasn't a black man because in the story it will tell you that Yakub is an extraterrestrial. He's a two brain. He's a two-brain man of color, which doesn't make him a black man. He's a two. We don't have two brains, so that tells you he's not our kindred. We only have one brain, so he couldn't possibly have come from us, and he didn't. According to the story, Yakub came from another planet, and he is an extraterrestrial, a black extraterrestrial, a negroid-looking extraterrestrial with two brains. And he stands, I think he stands like 7 feet tall or some shit like that. Okay? He's not black. You know? He's not Huey P. Newton black. He's not Black Panther black. He's not black. He's not African American black. He's a melanated extraterrestrial from another planet who came to our planet because his planet was destroyed by evil. You're going to find that out when I do the story. So I don't know about no damn black man. Who told you that? Farrakhan?
who got that from Elijah Muhammad?
Okay.
So that
No, he said Yaqub was God made evil, made devil. So there was two gods at one point?
yeah,
So wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Let me put this together. Gil, you said earlier that Yaqub in Genesis was the one that said, "Let us make man in our image." So make them male and female. So was he talking about his wife? I mean, I don't get it, bro. Like I don't get it, man. Now you're telling me he was God made the devil. How was he God? How does somebody make a God into a devil? What made him a devil? How can something make a God a devil? Isn't a God all powerful? How can something or someone make him a devil? Who made him a devil? Himself?
that's what it sounded like. He was.
Yeah. Were there any other gods around? Did somebody have this all powerful Yaqub? You are now the devil. I mean, come on. What are you telling us here?
Well,
I mean, come on, man. Spit it out. All of this rambling around. Give it to us straight. Who made Yaqub the devil? It had to be somebody powerful because if he was a god, it had to be a god stronger than him. And
I
how can
think
you
he,
make a god a devil? You said God made devil. Yaqub was God made devil.
no, I think he's saying Yakub was the God who made the devil. I think that's what he's saying.
So you saying Yaqub was a God who made the devil. All right. So, all right. Okay. I got that part. But why did Yakub then make the white man then? Because obviously the devil and the white man are two different things. The devil is the devil. Why did he make the white man? What, to do the devil's bidding? I don't get it. Like, okay, well, I'm going to make you the devil, and I'm going to give you some millions to carry out your. I mean, what, man? Like, come on, bro. I mean,
unless we're saying that Yakub was the devil and he
wait,
created.
what are you talking about? Thank you, Kendall. You the man that done read 1,000 books. You couldn't express that yourself? That's not hard to express. What are you talking about? Thank you. You couldn't express that yourself? God made devil is the best you can do after all these books you read? You couldn't clarify that? How about some thank you? Out of all these books you read, you couldn't clarify something that simple? That you meant that God was the one that made the devil. You couldn't clarify that? So that bit sound like a goddamn kindergarten. God made devil. What are you carrying around? Fat crayons in your pocket? The devil and the white man are two different things, son. I don't know who's getting it. What are you getting exhausted about? You the one that's putting all this stuff out here.
Hey,
Take some of them fat crayons out of your pocket and you won't be exhausted. Talking about some thank you. You couldn't clarify something as simple as Yakub was God and he made the devil. And you read 1,000 books. Come on, bro. Shit don't add up.
okay, so he's saying that well, he's saying that white men are the
Who
devil.
is the devil? Who is the devil? The devil is the evil that resides in man's heart. That's what I believe the devil is. I don't believe the devil is some physical person running around here or some giant gargoyle that fell out of the sky, and took a third of heaven with him. Well, I don't believe in any of that. Okay, I believe that the devil is the evil that resides in man's heart. That is what turns you into a devil. I believe that's what evil truly means. Evil means devil. I don't believe that Yakub is some 3 brain, 6 brain nigga running around here with big ass. I mean, come on, bro. His mama had a C-section with a head that big, 3 brains, 2 brains. How about a D-section? You know, brain,
Now,
with a head that big.
now, as far as
Nah,
that
nigga,
part,
I heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit up here talking about somebody. Nigga, you said that. You and your damn fat ass crayons. You said that.
well, I do agree with you on that one, Max, about the evil men's heart. I do think
Right. Yeah.
that,
That's
because you see the stuff that men have created in this world, all the stories, all the stuff. You, there's no way you can just say that 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 comes from depths of men that don't have like compassion or anything like that,
yeah.
or have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
So
Talking about, yeah, that's what I believe God is. I don't believe the white man and the devil are the same thing. I don't. I don't believe the devil has any physical form. I don't believe he's walking around here following you into the subway, into stores and shit. I believe that it's the evil that resides in your heart. I believe that's what makes you a devil. That's what manifests you into a devil. You know, the evil beliefs that you have in your heart and that you're ready to carry out. I think that's what makes you a devil. I don't believe all these fanciful stories about dude was thrown out of heaven and he was so big that he had to be humongous to take a third of the heaven unless heaven is really small. There must have been something going. That must have been a hell of a fight. Well,
Unless you're talking about,
huh?
unless you're talking about the followers went with him, I guess.
Yeah, well, so when but he said he was thrown out and fell all the way to earth. So what? They jumped out too. I mean, what? They jumped off the edge. I mean, these stories, man. I mean, I don't. And then there was no hell created. God never created a hell. So where did the devil fall to? He said he fell to the earth. Earth wasn't hell then. Earth was never meant to be a hell. God never. You look into Genesis. God never created a hell. He created the heaven and the earth. He never created a hell.
I guess the devil created hell. I guess I don't
But he fell to earth though. You know what I'm saying? He fell to earth.
know. Yeah, that's just
Right, according to the stories. So earth must be hell. We must be living in hell right now, which I couldn't believe. And in a lot of, I'm telling you right now, in a lot of ways, I could believe earth is hell. I'm
yeah,
serious. I can believe that. You can convince me many ways for Sunday that the earth right now is a living hell. I would actually I would be with you on that. And
yeah.
you ain't even got to give me too many. You can give me maybe one or two examples, and I'm with it. Okay, because I can see that happen. I can see that out here. Shit. Oh, sometimes everywhere I go, all I see is hell. I don't hardly see. There's places I go to, man. That's all I see. You know, there's nothing but chaos and hell. You know what I'm saying? There's places I don't even go anymore because it's all fucked up over there. So I can believe that the earth is in hell. You can convince me of that. If you sat here and said that Max, the earth is hell because A, B, C, and D, I'm gonna be right with you on that. We're gonna be sharing the brain. I'm like, yeah, but yeah, I see what you're saying, bro. I see it every day too. It's not hard to see.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, sex is like, sex is outrageous. All this pedophilia, child fucking sex trafficking, all this murder, death, kill over bullshit.
hmm
It's bad, bro.
and
I could, uh huh,
and if you go by the Bible, this is not new. It's been happening.
right,
It's just been in circles.
right,
It gets bad, then something happens to quell it down. Then it gets bad again, quell it down.
yeah,
It's like so. It's just like a cycle.
right. You're right. It definitely ain't new because I was talking about Sodom and Gomorrah earlier, and when I read about Sodom and Gomorrah, man, it was, oh boy. After I read that, I would blow that up. If I had the power, I'd go there and blow them up.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was, man.
I
From what I
mean,
read, like shit. If I had the power, I'd go there and blow them up too.
I mean, I
I
mean, look,
walk. Uh huh.
I mean, look at where we are right now.
Yeah.
Basically, we're basically Sodom and Gomorrah.
Well,
The only
not
thing
yet.
is,
We're not as bad as them yet, but we heading there. They were bad, bro. They were. Oh my goodness. When I got
mm,
finished reading that, I'm like, man, if I had the power, I walk right up in there and blow everybody to hell too. I mean, just they were the most disgusting, vile. I mean, they was just beyond. It was bad, bro. It was so bad that the giants around Sodom and Gomorrah, they were gay and shit. They had gay ass giants. I mean, it was bad. There was no laws. Nothing was against the law. Murder, rape. Nothing was against. They had no order to life. It was just a chaotic mess that just. I mean, it was bad, man. It was nothing, no rhyme or reason to it. It was just. It made no sense that it even existed. They were that bad. I mean, like I said, if I had the power, I would. I understand why the creator blew them. I'd have blew them up too. I'd have went up in there and lit everybody up too. I mean, it was bad. Thankfully we haven't gotten that far yet, but we're heading that way. At least we still got laws, and there's still some sign of justice, but it's fading. They didn't have nothing over there. They didn't have no justice. They didn't have no laws. You couldn't stop nothing. There was nothing nothing was wrong. You walked up to and just stabbed somebody in the eye and kill them. It wasn't wrong. You didn't go to jail for it. It wasn't no penalty. You go kill a baby. There was no penalty for it. There was no laws at all.
Yeah, I guess I get
Yeah,
I can see what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah.
because I
Yeah.
mean,
We
look,
haven't gotten there. We still, like I
yeah,
said, we still got some laws. We still got some symbol of morality, and we
right.
still got some justice. We're not
Yeah,
there yet, but we're headed that way, though. We're
yeah,
headed that way. That's yeah. We're headed that way.
yeah. I guess I can see your point because
All right.
they tried to come out with that movie Cuties,
Uh,
and you
what was
know
that about?
these uh it was about this girl was trying to be a cheerleader, but it she went like just deep into sex. It like basically these girls was trying to be cheerleaders, but the only way they were doing it is being highly sexual. They were showing
Oh,
girls basically they were showing girls masturbating and stuff like that.
wow,
And the lead character was like this Muslim girl, and yeah, it's crazy, that story, and it was out on Netflix. They put that out, but
wow,
a lot of people were so against it that they had to take it down. So
wow.
I can agree with you that yeah, we're not there yet. So
No, we're not there
I
yet,
retract,
but we,
but
but
yeah, we kind
we,
of
yeah, we heading there,
we're getting there
and we
because
we we starting to build up speed, but we heading there. We
yeah.
ain't quite there yet, cause like I said, when you read that story, there was nothing over there. I mean, they had no laws about it. Everything was. It was just disgusting over there. It
Mm.
was bad. I mean, it was the worst place on earth. I mean, it was just bad. And I hate to say it, ladies, but it was under the rulership of a woman. Both of them were under rulerships of women. So
Ooh.
be mindful that the manosphere don't get their hands on that. But
Oh, they
but the
probably got
ruler,
it already.
yeah,
They probably
yeah,
got it already.
yeah. But the
Oh,
rulers of Sodom and Gomorrah were actually women. Now I can't confirm if they were black women or not, but they were definitely women. Okay, and they had no laws. There was nothing wrong. I mean, there was nothing you can do in a place that was wrong. Kill somebody, rape somebody, molest somebody, steal. There was just no laws. There was nothing to stop immorality at all, and it just ran amok. Like I said, it was just a constant chaos, a recurring cesspool of despair and disgusting, vile acts of humanity. It was just bad. I can see why the creator said, "Okay, it's a wrap." I can see why. Because if after you reading some crap like that, if you had the power, you pretty much probably would have did the same thing. I'd have went over there and blew them up too. If I
Yep.
had the power back then, and I found out about that, and I saw that, all right, boys, just go over here and blow this up, man. This, you know, I'm sorry, I went there and blew. I'd have lit everybody up too. I'd have lit them up too. I'm sorry about that. I'd have lit them up because they didn't deserve to exist in humanity. They was against humanity. They were some kind of disgusting. I mean, it was just bad. But fortunately, we haven't gotten there yet. But the sad part about it is we're heading that way, and we seem to be picking up speed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the fact that I mean, the big example like the Epstein's, R. Kelly's, the Weinstein's. Just the fact,
Auntie,
just the fact that you know,
Auntie said Yakub said it was a rap. Yakub said it, Auntie. Yakub showed up down there and blew him up. You know,
yeah, he probably
yeah,
said I messed up. We,
yeah,
yeah, we gotta
fucked
get
up.
this out of here.
Yeah, let me
Oh
get this
shit,
out of
can't have
here,
this
man.
one.
This shit is crazy. I fucked this one up. They got to go. You know what I'm saying? All
Told,
right, Shaw. I got Yeah,
yeah,
bro. Speaking. Finish it.
told I forgot who was that. He told one of the guys. He said, "Look, you need to get up out of here. Don't even look back."
But yeah,
Told
that was a lot.
Lot, yeah.
Yeah, he told his wife.
Don't look back.
Yeah, yeah. He told him to look back, and his wife looked back and got turned to stone
Yeah,
or salt or something like that.
salt. Yeah, turn the salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's just how bad that place was.
Yeah,
They didn't want you to even look back.
look,
No, just
exactly. If you look back, you got turned to salt. So imagine the evil that was in that place.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. I mean, you couldn't even look at it. You couldn't even watch the destruction of it. You know, I mean, they put the smackdown on them, man. The creator went in there and just lit them up. You know, which I agree with. I would, if I had the power, I would have did the same thing. I'd have walked in there with my boys and we'd have lit that place up. I'd have had two of my henchmen with me who got some power, and we'd have tore that place up, bro. Wouldn't have been nobody be able to get out. We'd have locked everybody in, do some vortex. You ain't nobody going nowhere. Okay, everybody getting it, lighting everybody up. All right, y'all. With that being said, I got to get out of here. Thanks, bro. Speak for coming up.
no
I'm gonna
problem,
holler
man.
at y'all. I'm definitely gonna do that story next on y'all cool. But first, like I said, I gotta hit Kindle over the head with the slave story. All right. All right. And so I'm gonna holler at y'all the next show I'm gonna do on slavery. And me and Kindle are gonna have a go around again. All right, y'all. Peace out. Peace, power, unity.
Peace, power, unity.